play with her, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you everyone for stopping by. YBA V Swells Fulanita. Thank you all for stopping by. I know it's super late because Blood Moon said I go on too late, but you know it's Saturday. It's super hot over here, so I wasn't planning on going anywhere. So just wanted to go live and talk about some things I seen during the week on social media. Hey, Daniel Berry, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, guys, how's everybody doing? I know it's a little late, but you know, evening, yeah. You guys have a chance to go see what you want to see, and I'm just gonna cover a couple of topics here. You know, there's been some stuff going on in the world. Well, really in this country. I'm gonna focus on the United States. I'm gonna stay into the United States. I wanted to start off with one topic about the school bus driver. How many of you guys heard about, not the school bus driver, I'm sorry, the crossing guard. How many of you guys heard about the crossing guard that got arrested for getting kids high and giving them drugs? How many of you guys heard about that? I wanted to talk about that today because that lady looked crazy. And I'm like, how did she even get hired? And I'm not even sure if it's a if it's a woman. It's crazy. Okay, Daniel, you heard about it. So let me play the video for those who have not heard about it. Give me a second. Where's this crossing guard? Okay.
A crossing guard in Darby, Delaware County has been arrested. The guard is charged with giving e-cigarettes and marijuana to students. 26-year-old Kiara Lee was taken into custody last night. The students attend Penn Wood Middle School. Now, students reported Lee would smoke marijuana with the kids. Police say Lee was also contacting some students through text.
Yeah, Fulana, they said it's a little person. I didn't use the M word, right? It's a little person because you can't say the M word. Supposedly that's like a slur. I mean, they used the word before and it wasn't a slur, so I don't get it. So you guys see her name was Kiara Lee, right? And this happened in Lancaster, PA. I heard about it. I think that woman wanted to relate to people she could relate to. I think she is a little bit delayed. I feel bad for her. She could be, but she's crossing kids like, you know, you can't be delayed and have that type of responsibility, right? You have to stop traffic. Then you have to tell the kids to wait. You have to stop traffic. Then you got to cross the kids. You got to make sure all the kids are across the street, you know, to where they need to go to towards the school. And then once that's done, and then you go back to your little post and traffic resumes. So you have to have a little bit of sense. I don't think they can put somebody who's a little mentally delayed to have that responsibility, right? And I don't think she was delayed enough that, you know, she was giving the kids drugs and e-cigarettes, and I don't know if she related to them because they looked at, they were the same height. I don't know, because she's a little person, so I don't even understand how that happened. Like, how can you see past certain things? Like, I don't know. Not saying that there's a height requirement, but I think she was too small for that job anyway. But the fact that she felt compelled to give these kids drugs and stuff, that was crazy. And she was even smoking weed with some of these kids. It's a lot of mentally handicapped or with jobs now. But those kind of jobs, YBA, I don't think so. They hire anyone to cross kids. I've seen them hire people that need a part-time job or just want that little, whatever couple of bucks it is that they give them every week, people with jobs. But you know, the ones I usually see are kind of lazy. Like, if it's raining outside, you're not going to see that crossing guard, you know? Or sometimes when I used to drop my kid off at school, she wasn't doing her job. I used to have to stop the traffic, like, with my car. So that I was like, okay, go ahead, like, let the kids go, because she was just letting cars go and go and go and go. And kids are just sitting there waiting so they can cross. So I guess maybe they don't put too much attention as to who they hire. And they probably think they can't just hire anybody. But look what happened. Remember the little lady in the neighborhood She was the crossing guard. Yes. Yes, I remember her. I remember her. But I think they took the job just a little bit more seriously. Do you think, Falana? Because over here it's like a joke. Over here is a joke. When my kid was in high school and when he was in not middle school, they used to drive him, but in elementary school and high school, it was a bit crazy. They just hired anybody, and if it was too cold or if it was too hot, that person wasn't there. If it was raining, that person wasn't there. So I'm just like, how you not gonna do it? Senior citizens are crossing kids. They can barely walk. I mean, if they're older, if the streets are smaller, I think they can do it. Like the streets here are small, so you're not crossing a big street like the crossing guard you're talking about, Fulana. When I was in the city, it wasn't that that much traffic going on, that much stuff going on. So it's pretty easy here, but it seems like they still don't want to do it. But the fact that she was giving them drugs, and supposedly it's alleged drugs, because they said that it was one of the students that actually reported her, saying that they saw her giving the kids drugs. So, and she was even texting these kids. So what was she talking about with the, how did it go? Did you like it? Like, I think she was selling it to them, because if they were in they weren't in elementary school, they were in middle school. So I think this is when kids start experimenting. So I think she was selling it to them. Hey, Jose, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. I think she was, I don't know, maybe those were her friends. She didn't have anybody she could relate to. So she started, getting a little bit too close with these children and giving them drugs. Was she planning on doing anything else with that? And then when I looked to see, because I said Lancaster, PA, is that like, the suburbs in PA? Because that's not Philly. And when I looked, it's not too far from Delaware, because I keep mentioning Delaware, but it's definitely in PA. And when I looked at the demographics of the kids, she probably on a spectrum and relate to them, as YBA said. When I looked at the demographics there, and I'm not saying I'm not surprised. I'm just saying that it seems like they don't want to, or they don't even look into it more. Like I'm thinking of certain demographics in a certain neighborhood, this type of stuff wouldn't have happened, or they would have looked into hiring a crossing guard. They would have looked into it a little bit more. Here, I think they just hired anybody, because the minority, it's a 97.4% minority rate there. And the majority of them are Black and Hispanic. So, they don't give a shit about us. So I guess they put anybody there. And the fact that they hired somebody who ended up doing drugs. Well, you know what, Fulana? The fact that, you on the spectrum and can relate to them, but she's not that much on the spectrum that she's doing. Who do you know? I don't know. Those kids on the spectrum, they getting high? They're smoking weed? I think that would throw them off if they did that. So I'm not sure. Can't stay long tomorrow. Oh, you'll be in the Puerto Rican parade. Did you go to the festival, Jose? People usually go to the festival today in Spanish Harlem, and then they go to the parade tomorrow. Wish I was in the city to see that or to attend. But the parade, I don't think it comes on that early. Everyone on the spectrum smokes. No way, Fulana. No way. I'm trying to think of who I know that's on the spectrum that actually smokes weed. I don't know. I'll be on the seated section. Really? VIP? Let me find out, Jose. You got some special access to the parade? VIP. They have a VIP section? Okay. Well, que bonita bandera. Have fun, be safe, even though I heard that, people aren't having too much fun anymore, especially after that Central Park incident years ago. Everything changed with the parade. So I think it's not the way it used to be. I don't know if that's better or worse, but, parade goers usually complain a little bit more about the what goes on there now with the police presence and all that you can't really do too much. But yeah, so back to this lady. They arrested her. She's in jail. And I guess she's waiting to be arraigned or go see the judge, since she didn't bail out. This happened on Tuesday. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they do a little bit more of a background check on these crossing guards? I mean, I even looked to see what the qualifications are. And based on this, you wouldn't hire somebody who's on the spectrum, right? It says here, let's see, job description, controls traffic by hand and traffic lights, and is designated to cross children safely across the street. So, and it says it reports children who fail to cooperate, and they promote an ongoing attitude of dedication to excellent public service. Now, okay, so Fulana, the job we used to have, they weren't on the spectrum, but it's like they didn't need to be there either. But the job that they actually had, they were able to do because it didn't require really dealing with the public in a way where you have to talk to them. The interaction was you didn't have to really talk to them, and all they were doing was something super simple, not anything as complicated as this. So they should, but the pay sucks. I mean, you said like seniors do it. That's something I guess seniors can do, even though you said they could barely walk. But here, you know, this is the required knowledge and skills. You know, some knowledge of traffic regulations, the ability and willingness to work in inclement weather throughout the year, have a liking for children, ability to communicate courteously and effectively, and the ability to follow oral and written instructions, mental alertness, and the ability to react quickly and properly in emergency situations. So I don't think somebody who's not mentally all there should be actually trying to do this job. I mean, I don't know what the neighborhood was like. I don't know how much traffic goes on there, but I don't know. I think they should have put a little bit more effort in doing a background check. That's BS, 100% BS. I shared your stream. Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that they should put a little bit more effort. I mean, you're dealing with kids, Fulana, so it's like, okay, yeah, you're just crossing them across the street, but they have crossing guards at all types of schools, at elementary schools where they're like from kindergarten to the 5th or 6th grade, then middle school, then high school. So maybe in high school, you don't have to be so hands-on, or even middle school. But when you're dealing with elementary school kids, you have to be a little bit more, on point. I don't know. This was middle school, but they didn't care. And this person was bringing drugs. I mean, what if something would have happened to one of those kids with the drugs? Like, what if it would have, I don't know. A lot of stuff could have happened. I just think that the city should, the parents should really look at the city. They were upset. The commissioner, the police commissioner spoke on that and all that, and say that they don't tolerate that and they're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But they didn't seem to be too, I don't know, they don't seem to be too worried about it. I only heard about it when it happened on Tuesday, and they never mentioned it again. So, it went viral on Tuesday, and they didn't say anything. Did they lock her up? They did lock her up, but they're going to press charges. Are the parents going to sue the schools? I didn't hear anything like that. So that's that with this situation, people. So I don't see any more comments regarding this. So on to the next topic of stuff that happened this week. Hold on. Okay. So I heard two things this week regarding, I think it went viral because it was a little person. So maybe they don't think little people were capable of doing something like that. She looked horrible. I don't know. When I looked at her, I'm just like, they called it the walk of shame, Fulana, when they arrested her and they had her on camera like that. They said they gave her the walk of shame. Like, I don't think she was too ashamed because she did all that stuff with the kids. My mom was a crossing guard in her younger days. And I'm sure she took her job seriously, Jose. I'm sure she wasn't giving them drugs or talking nasty to the kids, she took her job seriously and she did what she was supposed to do. That's what you would figure most of them would do. I mean, even bus drivers, even though I've seen some videos on bus drivers that, you'd be like, wow, if I knew that, I wouldn't put my kid on that bus. But, there's a lot going on the bus. So on to the next topic. So this week I saw also, older women who are actually pregnant. One actually did it on, she intentionally wanted to get pregnant. So she got in vitro and she went through a sperm donor. Excuse me 1 second. And the other, they both did. And one is 40 and the other one is in her 50s. And I'm just wondering if women are actually being selfish these days when they're that old, wanting to have children. One actually has a partner and the other one doesn't. So the one that doesn't, hey, Serpent X, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I think that they were being a little bit selfish because the one that's 40 years old is Ebony K. Williams, right? And, you know, she was the one that said that she didn't want to date a bus driver. She wanted to date the bus owner. And she put this video out about people not accepting mediocrity. And I think it's kind of hypocritical to me, based on the route she took, that she didn't even bother to wait to find a partner. She just went ahead and said, you know what, I'm getting older. I'm just going to, you know, speed it up since I don't think my options are going to be available there for a man to be with, to actually, you know, be with him and then actually start a family. So I just want to play this video that she talked about when she got all that backlash about the bus driver thing and what she actually said. Because to me, based on what she said in this video, I just found it funny that she took the route that she did and went ahead and got in vitro to get pregnant. Hey, Roy Chess, how you doing? Long time no see. I don't even see you around those other places anymore. I wonder where you've been, Roy Chess. How are you? You've been missed. Let me play this Ebony K video. 1 second. Let me see where we at. Okay, let me play her video. Oh, hold on. I got to put this in. Fair use, fair use. Fair use. Play her video.
Out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So, based on that video, she was very strong in her convictions there. Hey, Irby, how are you? I think that, I don't know, I think she turned whatever prospect she would have had with actually meeting somebody, I think she ruined it around this time with the bus driver thing and just her delivery, how she talks. And yeah, Irby, she was engaged to a white guy, and then I don't know what happened with that. But being a baby mama isn't average. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it sounded like she was contradicting herself, you know? Hey, bipolar, how are you? Exactly what I said. Don't make me choke on my little candy. Based on the video, it's all Lord's fault. Yes, it is. Definitely his fault. But, you know, like, you went ahead and you know, it's so funny because this came out, I think it was almost a year and a half ago, and she's going to give birth in August, and she's having a little girl. So it's like, you kind of already planned on doing this, you know? She low-key already planned on doing this. So maybe she was already angry by the time she said, no, she's not going to date the bus driver. And then when she saw the backlash she was getting, you know, she got upset and she got into lawyer mode. She didn't even get into, you know, how a woman would want to, what kind of a man a woman would want. She just got into like attorney mode, and she was just very aggressive about it. I think she was just too aggressive about it, you know? She's a narcissist. She's something. Ebony's crazy. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy women with, yeah, here we go. But I just think that she really contradicted herself with that. I mean, yeah, you have the right to say, I'm going to be a certain age, and I think that I should start doing it now because I don't think I'm going to meet anybody that I feel that's, that I want to be with. Like maybe the men she's meeting are not the men that she wants to actually start a family with. I mean, I understand what she's saying because when I got to a certain age, I was thinking that too, but I wasn't 40. I think if this was before I was 30, I was thinking about it and what kind of a man I wanted to have kids with, and I went about my thing my own way. But she at 34, she intentionally saved her eggs just in case, supposedly, but she never thought that she was going to go the in vitro route. So she went to a sperm donor. She did the in vitro, and now she's pregnant. She's having a girl. She's gonna have a little girl in August, the baby in August. So my thing is, like Irby asked, like who's the sperm donor? I'm thinking it's gonna be a white guy, Irby, for sure. I'm thinking it's gonna be a white guy. Who's the baby daddy? She went to a sperm donor, Roycha, so nobody knows. I think that she's gonna do the same thing that the brat did and get a white sperm donor, because you get to pick who you want, I know she's very pro-black and all, but it wouldn't surprise me if the sperm donor ends up being white. So maybe sorry guys, I was still on mute too. I said I was curious to see. And okay, so I told YBA no, my battery didn't die. Roy just said it would not surprise me if the baby pappy is Danny, the porcelain guy. Well, she wants a white guy, I'm sure. And Irby said, last time I checked, ain't doctors and lawyers donate sperm for $200? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'll be curious to find out if that baby, if the sperm donor was actually a white man. I wouldn't be shocked, but I would wonder what her response will be, because she knows she's going to get a lot of backlash, because she's been in social media, going viral for stuff, and it hasn't been too positive. And I think black men are really have a lot to say with regards to her being pregnant without being in a relationship, and I don't hear a lot of black women having any opinions about that. Maybe I think they're even encouraging it, like, good for her, or supporting her with that. So I think that she's being selfish because she picked some random, whether he's black or whatever nationality or race he is. I think she's being selfish because that kid's not going to know who their father is. She says she went to a sperm donor, so she didn't want to have any type of relationship with somebody. She didn't even pick somebody. That sperm donor is probably the best. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't show that. The sperm donor is probably a bus driver or unemployed. Yeah, but you get to pick who you want, though. Irby, supposedly they have this resume of stuff. I think men can lie, but they have this resume of stuff like, this person is a doctor, or this person is Caucasian, or Somalian. I'm just throwing anything out there, and he's 6 feet tall, and this is, they go through a genetics thing too, so you have their health history there, so I don't know. Jose's leaving. Good night, Jose. Have fun at the parade tomorrow. Be safe. And thank you for stopping by. Girl, we all lie on a resume. Exactly. So, how much reassurance is she getting from that? So I'm just curious. I just think she's being selfish. And I said both of them. I mentioned both women now. I started off with Ebony, and I'm going to move on to the girl from, and I never watched this show. What's the name of this show? What's her name? Oh, okay. Trina McGee, right? I'm going to play her video. She's 54 years old, and she's going to have her baby. And this is her fourth baby, mind you. But she found out she got pregnant. She did it intentionally as well. And I'm going to let you guys watch the video, and you can give me your opinions on what you think. Girl, we all on the resume. Damn, shaking my head. Why they allow crazy women to have this type of procedure? Hey, there's crazy men who just put their sperm in anybody too. So, I mean, it goes both ways. What doctors or lawyers are donating sperm for $200? Come on now. Let's be honest. It's true. But like Fulana said, everybody lies on a resume. All right, let me play this video. Boy Meets World. I think that's the name of the show that she was on. Her name is Trina McGee. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Boy Meets World star Trina McGee is expecting a baby at 54 years old. McGee announced that she had found herself pregnant on her social media account, asking fans to bless her with their prayers for a safe delivery. While the majority of fans of the former sitcom star expressed delight at this news, declaring in unison that the woman does not look 54, some were more skeptical, pointing out that it might not be safe to carry the baby to term, and that there was a possibility that
they say that there was, I cut it off at that point. They said there's a possibility that she's not even going to be around for that kid when the kid turns about 20, right? That's not anybody knowing the future, but that's part of the reason why I feel she's being selfish. She did it intentionally. She has 3 grown kids. You're allowed to have children if you want to, but she intentionally did it. I mean, sometimes things happen, and I feel like if you end up getting pregnant around that age and it was meant for you to be pregnant and have that child, in my family, the women in my family always have change of life babies. And for anyone who doesn't know, that means you can have a kid at 20, and then 20 years later, you'll get pregnant, with you not wanting to have the kid, you're not intentionally trying to have a kid and just come out pregnant and have a kid. My grandmother had my mom in her early 50s, so it happens. And she has a nephew that's around her age, and I got a cousin. No, I got my grandmother and her sister had kids at the same time, or something like that. It runs in my family, change of life babies. So you could be in your 50s and get pregnant, So, but she intentionally did it. And I think it is selfish because, God forbid, something happens to her and she does pass away when the kid is, not even a teenager yet. Or at her age, having a kid, they might come out with some disabilities. You got to consider that as well. Like, there's a lot of things that can go on with that. And I don't think that, I don't know. I think she was being selfish in that manner as well. Like, you never know what could happen. Even though she looks like she's in shape, there's a possibility for any parent. Not guaranteed in life. Yeah, but as you get older, your eggs aren't as viable as they are when you're younger, Fulana. So that's why, Down syndrome and stuff like that is really big the older you get. They even test for that. So I think that I don't know. Maybe she should have put more thought into it. But before I go any further, doesn't she look good for 54? She looks like a teenager. This woman looks like a straight teenager. I was like 54. She doesn't look like she's 54. She got 3 kids, and they're all like, let me see how old her kids are. They're grown. 31, 29, and 25. She doesn't look like she has 3 kids that age. Well, 3 grown adults, because they're not even kids anymore. She just has 3 grown children. And she said she was using natural remedies and elixirs, and she actually went to Belize and saw a shaman who gave her the elixir that he gave her was like some it was like, I don't know, from yams. I don't know. He did something with yams and gave her some elixirs, and she was drinking that for a couple of months, and she got pregnant. She's a health nut too. She's not like, just a regular person. I think she's a what do you call that? I think she's a vegan and all that too. So she's very healthy and she takes care of herself. But she wanted to have another child with her partner. This partner is not the father of the 3 grown children that she has, but this is her most recent partner. She wants to have a kid. But I think that she's being selfish. I don't know if women these days, in this day and age, since now you can purposely, you can manipulate getting pregnant and having children at almost any age. There was a story of a woman who was in her 60s who carried her. She was a surrogate for her daughter. I mean, that was a wonderful gift for her, but I was like, wow, but does she think that could her mother actually do that at that age? I agree. She should not be pregnant at that age. Wasn't Janet 50? Yes, Janet was 50. There's a lot of them that do it now, Fulana, especially people who are women who are celebrities or, on these high-powered positions. Let's say like Ebony, even though Ebony's not 50, but, she has her career. I don't think she would have had time to have kids when she was younger based on everything she was doing. So I guess she said, let me do it now. But yeah, this woman is 54. So she's going to have the kid. Let's say she turns 55 when she has this kid. I thought I was going to be too old in my early 30s having my son. So imagine when you're in your 50s, like, you have to have energy for children, and that kid is going to grow up an only child because there's no other people that, her siblings are adults. They're old enough to be her parents. Cubana, you think Janet really had that kid? I think she did. She got fat. Ebony was just a picky. She was just too picky. You think she was too? Well, I do think she was too picky, and I think she turned men off, Irby. She definitely turned men off because she comes off so abrasive, like, and I know she's an attorney. That's why that's in her personality. So, ideally for her, it would have been another attorney, right? But maybe that would have been, too much of powers of the wills with people with the same personality. Because to be an attorney, you have to have an aggressive personality. She has it. So I don't know if a man at her with the same personality, would she had been successful in a relationship with him, or she would need somebody who's not really like that, but with that person who's not as aggressive like that, want to deal with a woman who is. I don't know. I think she made it really hard on herself. I think she doesn't know how to turn it off and on. That's what it seems like to me. Well, she sure didn't gain the weight during the process. No, she wasn't. I didn't see her when she was pregnant, so I don't know what Janet looked like when she was pregnant. Janet had the kid. Janet had kid the weight. Oh, you think so? No way. Oh man. See, I hate when they do that too, because technically you didn't have the kid. She did what Naomi Campbell did then. Hey, Sundown, how are you? How you doing, Sundown? Hope all is well. Are you stateside? Or are you still, doing things over there? Thank God. So Roy Chess, Sundown, that's so cool. Now all we need is Lord, and we'll be complete here. And Blood Moon, I guess she fell asleep. I told her I was going live. It's such a long time, Sundown. And the next stream I'm going to do, I think you're going to be really interested in it because it has to do with weightlifting and all that, but women. So I think you're going to really be into that. And you can really give me your input on that. Oh, you're still in Germany? Oh, aren't things getting serious now? I think Fulana sent it to me. Somebody sent me something about Russia saying something about the United States. I think things are getting serious, man. Oh, okay. All right. Oh man, I thought you'd be stateside by now, but I guess you're not coming home no time soon then, right? Oh lordy. But yeah, let me get back to Janet. So Janet went through surrogacy, you think? She cheated. Well, I didn't see her. This woman's not going through surrogacy, but same difference. They're gonna be, oh yeah, not if I can help it. Oh, okay. Dang. Um, you think, yeah? I don't know. I'm gonna look that up, but another time. So I just think that women these days are a little bit selfish with what they want. They're not thinking about the children that they're gonna have and how it's gonna affect them in the future. When you get a sperm donor and you have the kid, like when the kids are in school and they have certain functions, and if they have like this father daughter thing, and I don't have a daddy, blah blah blah. Like I'm sure she's thought about it, but did she think about how it's going to affect that child, that little girl? Like what is going to happen with the kid saying, wow, like you didn't want to fall in love? That's the message that she's sending to her daughter. Like, no, you don't have to be in love with anybody. If you just want a kid, you could just go through this. Like, you can bypass all that. You don't need a man. Why? Like in the sense that, to have a partner, to build a family, to have a relationship and build a family, I don't trust the Jacksons. They're weird. Yeah, they are weird. But I just think that's a selfish way of doing it. I think even at 40, knowing the technology that's out today, that she should have made an effort to date with the intention of marriage. Like, if she was actually dating, or maybe she just said, you know what, to hell with dating. The men I've been seeing are not worth me putting the time in to try to build something with and then end up having a family. So she just said, I'm just gonna, go left and just have the kid the unconventional way. Ebony was raised by a single mom. I know, but I know people who are raised by a single mom who don't go crazy and go left with all that crap that they're doing, Excuse me, I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. She went left. I think women are getting a little bit, this is not to bash women, but I think they're getting, I think with technology and with more access to do certain things than we did, let's say 50 years ago. And women are the ones that give birth, right? Women are the ones that carry the kid and give birth and all that. So I don't know. I hold women to a higher standard. I just think that she should have put more thought into it. And I'm not saying I don't know. She probably did, but I just think that she's being selfish. I believe both of them are. Trina, the only thing I'm really worried about is not having the energy to, have the, be with the kids the way she did with the other one. Because the other one, she seemed like she was just young enough to have those kids and give them the same life that she would want to give this one that she's having, the energy, because you have to have the energy. Then you go through menopause, like her body's going to go through serious changes. If she didn't go through it yet, it's going to go through it. This is going to speed it up once she gives birth to this kid. And then just being around for that kid. I mean, we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? Even at my age, I don't know what tomorrow brings. When I was younger, I didn't know. You could die at any moment. But when you intentionally have a child old, I just think you're being selfish. Okay, so I'm not even going to throw it on women. I'm going to say just like, so the fathers are not important to her. That's how I see it as well. But I'll even use Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. I think they both had kids now recently. And it's the same thing with them too. Like they're being selfish. Like, yeah, you got a younger wife or your partner, and yeah, you're showing us that you still got it and you can have kids. But I think Al Pacino's 80 or almost 80, and he has a kid that in 20 years he's probably not going to be around for that kid. We know he's probably not going to be around for that kid. So it's like, he's going to be fatherless because you chose to bring a child into this world that you're not even going to be around to see him grow up. So I don't know. She had rich white men that wanted to marry her. And she was trashing his kids. Oh, really? And he dumped her like a bad habit. That brings me into my next topic, Irby. Men don't like that, right? So she now and that's interesting. So she went ahead and she dated. Not only did she not date somebody from her ethnic group. She went ahead and dated somebody white, and then on top of that, he had other kids. So he had other kids, and then you didn't want to deal with those kids. Like, does that make sense? Like, then why did you date a man who had children if you're not going to want to deal with their kids, or you wasn't going to be such a nice person with this guy that has kids? Like, who does that? There's women too who don't want to deal with that either. Men too. But it's like, then why? I used to say that when I was young, I don't want to date a man with kids. So if you don't want to date a man with children, then don't do it. Like, don't get into a relationship and then do some crap like that. And then he dropped it, like, same way Irby just said. I mean, that was stupid. That was really stupid. So I'm going to go back to Ebony and Trina, but since Irby brought that up, and narcissists do that, you know, people throw that word narcissist around a lot. She's selfish. I don't think I think she's just selfish. You know, she knows what she wants. She says what she wants, and she does it. And if you try to challenge her on that, she's gonna have a billion things to tell you about that. You know. Here we go. Let me do the fair use thing again. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Did a husband cross the line when he left his wife at the airport? The husband explained they had about 15 minutes until boarding started, and his wife insisted on going to Starbucks, which was on a different terminal. He told her she didn't have time, but she didn't listen. He waited as long as possible, but when the gate agent was about to close the door, he decided to get on the plane, and the wife did not make the connection.
Yeah, throw the whole wife away. First of all, he was going to visit his daughter. So when the wife decided to go to another terminal with 15 minutes to board the plane, she made him make a choice between her and his daughter. So there was just a trip planned before. She overslept, so they already missed the flight. So this is the second time that they're going to try to see his daughter. So when she decided that she was going to delay or just take her sweet time like the plane was supposed to wait for her, then he did the right thing and he got his butt on that plane to go see his
I didn't plan on playing that part. But what do you guys think? Same, you know, Irby brought up Ebony and her ex white man, and he had kids and he dumped her. Like, what do you guys think? Like, this lady intentionally tried to make her husband miss the flight again, and probably because she doesn't want to be there, go with him to meet up with his daughter. Like, you know, shouldn't they have this conversation before they planned this trip? Couldn't she just say, you know, we don't get along, I want to sit this one out? Like, you know, or should she have made an effort to try to get along with the daughter and not screw her husband over and try to make him, you know, miss a flight and waste money on missing a flight and trying to, you know, reschedule one again and try to meet up with the daughter? Like, you know, women are getting selfish. That was a selfish move on her part. What do you guys think? Like, was he right in leaving her and just jumping on that plane? Or should he had, you know, waited for her, even though he was going to miss that flight? Hey, Shakur, how are you? You say you totally agree? You totally agree that she was being selfish? You totally agree that he yes, he should have got on that flight and left her ass? So what do you totally agree about? Yeah, I think he should have left her. She did, and that was before I knew that it was that she had done that before. That's I'm like, you know what? Yeah, he should have just left her because she shouldn't have done that. That's not cool. He was 100% right. Cool. Because I just think that nope. You know, I'm about to miss that flight. You want to go to Starbucks? I guess you just want to catch the next flight. You know. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm glad that he left her and you know, she was just being selfish. The women are being selfish these days. Ebony is being selfish, not giving her little girl a daddy the same exact way that she grew up. She's doing the same thing that happened to her. She didn't have a father, so she's gonna give the same. She's going to make the same reality for her daughter. Her daughter's not going to have a daddy. Or maybe in a couple of years she might meet a man, you know, but it's not going to be her daddy, you know. And how do we know that man's going to be good for her? And I don't know. I think it is selfish. Yeah, exactly, selfish. That lady should have done that with the wanting to get Starbucks at another terminal. That's crazy. I would have been like, no, well, what do you mean and stuff like that. And she must have insisted that she's gonna go, she's gonna make it. And he must have just been like, all right, knowing she wasn't gonna make it. I don't know. People do some crazy stuff. I think that's not cool. That is not cool. In this day and age, people are just moving crazy. They're not. They have very little regards for just the basics. I think they're just moving too fast. I think or moving in a way that they just don't care. So I have another story, but I think this person wasn't being selfish, and this person has a child. I'm going to do the fair use thing again, and you guys tell me what you think about this. I think this will probably generate a little bit more conversation, I hope. And I want people to be honest, but not be mean about it, and be careful with the words that you guys use after you see this video. Fair use again, fair use. Hold on.
In my comments calling me a self-hating gay, I have a question for you. So what do I do as a parent that's raising a child in a gay household? And if I allowed him to see me kissing and having affection with another man, since y'all feel like that's so important, what do you do when that little boy that has seen you kiss a man in the mouth and hold his hand and do all that cuddle lovey-dovey shit? What do you do when your little boy goes over to somebody else's house and he does it because he thinks that it's okay when it's really not? And now somebody want to harm my baby, or they whooping on him or mistreating him because they're calling him gay. What do you do then? When are y'all gonna get it through y'all head that it's just not okay? And it's the time and the place. That doesn't make me a self-hating gay. That does not make me not love myself. This gay shit just ain't that important to the point where my kid has to see it. What about his well-being? Huh? That's my question for y'all that's always in my comments asking me or telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing. Why is this gay shit that important? Huh?
Well, that was a mouthful. No comment. I'm not going to respond. I'm going to be respectful. But you can be respectful and respond. Irby, come on, man. We're adults. We can have opinions and project our opinions, in a nice, responsible way and not be malicious about it. When I saw this video, what I saw was a man who has a child who put his kid first, right? Hold on 1 second, guys. I saw a man who has a child, still no rent, huh? I saw a man who has a child, and he didn't, he put his kid first. Like, he said his lifestyle, he doesn't want his kid to get affected by his lifestyle. And I believe he's saying that because he knows how society is. He's saying if he displays a certain type of affection around his child, and his child goes to somebody else's house or school or something and does something that he saw at home to that kid, it could bring him problems. It could bring the child problems, and maybe to me, it seems like he didn't mention how old the kid is, but to me it would be that, the child's not old enough to deal with all that comes with that. And that I'm sure that's why he chose not to do that. Like, do you guys think he's being selfish? Do you guys think he's right? What do you guys think with regards to, him deciding not to show PDA around his child because, he doesn't think it's right? I guess at his age, he doesn't think it's right. No opinions? Come on, Irby. Since you were going to give an opinion. I think he's right. What do you think, Hood Therapy? I think you would have a real opinion on this. What do you think, Hood, if you're still here, with regards to him not wanting to show PDA because of his lifestyle, and he's worried about how it would affect his kid? Like, he doesn't want it to affect his kid negatively. Why would a boy want to kiss another boy or girl? Because they see it, Hood. They see it. That's why you don't let your kids when they're little see certain things on TV, because they're going to, mimic what they see. I agree. Same goes with women. Facts, Fulana, facts. Opinions are like onions. They make everyone cry. You can have an opinion on YBA and not be malicious. There's people who love to give opinions just to be an ass. And then there's people who will give you your opinion without trying to really hurt your feelings. They're being honest, but they're not trying to hurt your feelings. He's to what? Look at a mirror and set an example. What? Okay. So so I know what you're saying, Irby, but seeing that, I think, and the public display of affection, I think it's a little bit more intense, I think, for a kid. You know, maybe he can't help that. That's just in his personality, right? I don't think that he can help that. I didn't want to kiss at all when I was a kid. Kissing was gross, boy or girl. Okay. Shoot, I knew I wanted to kiss a boy when I was little. Did I do it? No, but I knew I did. I knew that I did want to kiss a boy. So, but I think that as a parent, sometimes you control what your kids get exposed to, and I think you have to worry about with what you expose them to. Is it going to affect them positively or negatively? You know, since you get to control that aspect of their life. You know, so I don't know. That's how I feel. Herbie's just looking at his mannerisms. Sometimes you can't control that. There's women who are just like, you know, they're a little rough and aggressive and they can't control that. So love who you love, have kids, adopt, whatever. But all that affection in front of a toddler is not good. Yeah, that's how I feel. And kudos to him for at least being conscious of it and saying, you know what, I'm not going to do that because I feel like this is what's going to happen to him. And him knowing, and maybe he knows how it, you know, because maybe he knows what he got when he was younger and being the way he was. Maybe he, you know, and not knowing whether, you know, society would see it as right or wrong. And then he, you know, maybe he was bullied for it. Love is love. I doubt a little boy who has gay parents is going to be gay also. I don't think it works that way. For sure, I think in some instances, Hood, I think people are born that way, and in others, I think people, unfortunately, based on, you know, circumstances, they are made that way, you know. But I honestly, Hood, I've know 2 situations of gay couples, well, a gay parent, and then their child ended up being gay. This is women, because, you know, I with lesbians, I think that if they have children, their kids see their lifestyle. I don't know, they see their lifestyles, and it's the same. I don't think it's right. Okay, now I get it. Kids should not be exposed to sexual content. Sorry, I have a. Well, he didn't say sexually. Excuse me. He meant like public display, you know, holding hands, hugging, kissing. He was talking about that, the way a man and a woman would. That's what he was talking about, public display of affection. He didn't want to do it around his kid, and he's getting a lot of backlash for it. Well, it is an absolute. The boy child will also. What? He'll also be gay, but there's likely a higher percentage that he will not. I mean, I've seen kids who had gay parents and didn't end up being gay, but then I've seen instances of some that actually have. So I don't know. I don't know if it's 50-50, 60-40. I don't know, but I know that sometimes there is a possibility of that happening. So it's a touchy subject, but I feel that me personally, I'm glad that he made a conscious effort to not want to do that. You know, and it's his choice as a parent based on how we are in society today. You know, maybe the kid would never do that, but he doesn't want to take that chance, you know? I don't think lesbians go through what gay men have been through in the past. They used to get beat up and all that. I think women go through it too. Maybe not in the same extreme as men, but I think they go through their own type of bashing as well, you know? I believe so. So if I'm straight and show affection to my husband, my kid turns out gay, what happens there? Then that means your kid was born gay, right? Maybe that's what happened. You know, because I do believe that. I definitely believe that. There's instances of people who are, I know that for a fact, that are born gay. So In my opinion, that's sexual to me. So yes, I'm in agreeing with him on that. So you agree, Irby, too, what Hood said? If she's showing affection to her husband and her kids turns out gay, what happens there? Jesus. In my opinion, that's sexual. Okay. Possibly peer pressure lead the child that way and not the parents. Interesting. So do you guys think that he's right in doing that, or do you think that he's wrong in doing that? That's really what I want to know from you guys. Like, just regardless of who he is, do you think he's right to take that stance with his child? His parents can be inappropriate. Yeah, some can. Possibly peer pressure. Gay or straight. There's people who choose not to do that. I see my parents kiss, not like tongue down or nothing like that, but high and by a kiss, a hug. I've never seen my father slap my mom's butt or him or her grab his, not nothing like that. But, I've seen instances of PDA. He's trying to make the child have a better life. His son may never understand what real affection is if he never sees it. That's true, Hood. That's true. Titi, you grown. I'm grown. So he will not get beat up. He's trying to make sure the child have a better life so he will not get beat up. That's what I'm thinking, Roy Chess. But Hood Therapy has a point too, that his son may grow up and never understand what real affection is. But again, like I said, maybe he doesn't want his son to know what that is. Maybe he wants his son to come to his own. If that's what he likes, he wants it to come in through his own, and not because of the fact that he influenced him. I think that's what it is. I was involved in young boy's life when he was rough and tough. After that relationship failed and he grew up around just women, when I saw him later, he was too sweet. Oh, man. So I respect the decision. Yeah, that's how I feel. But you said around women, right? And he was too sweet. But this is men we're talking about. So, and this guy, based on what I saw, he seems stereotypically, like a gay man. Like, he's gay. So, I don't know. I've heard that, Shakur, that, and people say that when a boy grows around too many women too, that can happen. And one instance I saw that, and that's why I believe he was just born gay. One instance I saw that he was gay, but I knew he was gay since he was little, like before 5. And then another one in the same family, he's not gay. He's an adult. He got married, has children. Looks like he likes women. It appears that way. So I don't know. I respect his decision, just like Shakur said. I do respect it, and I'm glad that he took that into consideration. Some people don't. Some parents do things, and they be like, he'll get over it, or no, he'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes people don't take their kids into consideration. Like, most of the moves that I made with my son, it was always with him in mind. I didn't just do stuff because I wanted to do it, Jesus Christ. So yeah, let me see. I don't think, how long have I been on? I've been on an hour. Let me see if I have anything else I wanted to touch base on. Hey Alim, how are you? Hola. Oh, I do have one more thing. Oh, I do. Let's see. I think I'm going to end it with this. After this, I'll drop the link, and if nobody comes on, I'll end the stream. But hold on. Let me do the fair use thing again. Fair use, fair use. Here comes another one. Behavior is influenced by what we see and experience. I believe that. I totally believe that. All right, let me play this one. Blood Moon, I don't know. I think she said I come on too late, Aline. So I don't know.
Would like to introduce you to the head witch, Michelle Lamy. She's a 78-year-old fashion designer from France, currently married to the American fashion designer, Rick Owens. Here she is wearing his head on her body during Fashion Week. And not only that, through the years, she's developed close relationships with ton celebrities, including A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky mentions Rick Owens in his music a lot, if you're familiar. Here's another picture of A$AP doing the satanic ritual in the beginning. Would like to introduce you to the head witch, Michelle Lamy. She's a 78-year-old fashion designer from France, currently married to the American fashion designer, Rick Owens. Here she is wearing his head on her body during Fashion Week. And not only that, through the years, she's developed close relationships with ton celebrities, including A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky mentions Rick Owens in his music a lot, if you're familiar. Here's another picture of A$AP doing the satanic ritual in the beginning of his career. Not only that, Michelle is very close with another coven, the Kardashians. Starting to make sense?
Well, we are in control because basically we are not a political organization. We are an occult organization. We're working behind the scenes to manipulate the way that people think. The war that we are waging is a guerrilla war on the human mind. And we use musical frequencies, the dominant frequency, which I've referred to before, and symbolism and imagery to awaken dormant aspects of the human mind. And what we're waging is a cultural war right now on every front, in music, in literature, utilizing the media against itself. And we're using music because that's the instrument that young people respond to right now. We're doing propaganda directly to awaken the wolf in man. Politics is nearly the puppet show of human beings, and we transcend that, but we are interested in the control of human beings for our own purposes. We have no concern for the homeless, particularly. We don't have any concern in helping people. As Adolf Hitler said, we seek to bring about a youth that has closed its heart to pity. All of the humanist values that Judeo-Christianity has encouraged, we want to wipe them out. It's led to democracy, social humanism, the idea of equality. All of this filth has to be wiped out if the human race is going to continue to take the next step in evolution. We are moving into a much more elitist direction.
That was crazy. Through music, and everything he said made sense. The witch, the lady, I never heard of her. It's what he was saying afterwards, and I was like, what? It all makes sense what he was saying. You know, he had my conspiracy theory mind just, you know, doing cartwheels and backflips. I was like, oh shit. If you can control the music, you can control the youth. Hitler said that. Yeah, it's like the Pied Piper, you know, remember the Pied Piper? And he was doing it with music. You know, he ended up controlling kids, so it's crazy. This is making me think twice about entering show business. Oh, you was thinking about that? There's so much going on. I would never do it, and I would never put my kid in that. That was crazy, but factual, wasn't it? It made complete sense. I was just like, oh my God, with the music, you know. And then he was talking about the Kardashians. Something, I mean, I don't know. I don't run in those circles. So sometimes I think with them, I don't know if that's real, you know, but it could be. And that woman, I never heard of her, but it has to be something behind it, right? There has to be people pushing it. So it could be people like them doing it. So I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, the film in particular, film and music. That's what they do. It's both. It's film and music. I believe it. I just watched a documentary, the one about some viral TikTok. Oh, I meant to watch that, Fulana. I meant to watch that. That's on Netflix, Fulana? I think it is. I think I passed it, and I actually watched the I watched Kelly's movie, which only because I was tired, I fell asleep on it. But that seems like it's good. I want to catch the end because it ended up being good. I'm gonna watch that one, Fulana. I saw it and I was like, yeah, next. It was good. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that. But yeah, that was crazy. That's what they did. That's what they're doing with hip hop. Like that's what they're doing with the music, you know. Because I'm old enough to remember what it was like and the how it you know how it evolved and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, today it was just like I just think it's total. It's just not any good. I don't want to diss it too much because I know my son. That's like this is like his generation, but I tell him sometimes I think it's garbage. I don't know. And then I think is it because I'm getting too old or is it because it really sucks right now? I think they're just really doing too much with it. What's the name of the documentary? But yeah, it's crazy. That witch. That's another witch because there's one that Jay-Z was with, or she's like an artist. They didn't call her a witch, but she's like an artist and she does stuff with people. That's what her artistry is. And this one is just actually a witch, and she was wearing some model's like face, or I don't know. It was scary. The entertainment industry is so corrupt. If you knew the truth, you would never look into these entertainers the same. I'm giving all of them a second look, Shakur, because I know Puffy is not an isolated incident. I'm sure he's not the only one that gets down the way they say he does. I'm sure that they're all into it. They all together. They all, run in the same circles. And I was watching someone today who was like. The lady who was talking a lot about it, which was Jaguar Wright with Puffy, that she got arrested for something stupid, and I think it was for not returning a U-Haul truck or something. And they were saying that it's so funny that she got arrested on something so mediocre like that, and nobody's been arrested yet with Puffy. That there's been video, there's testimony about what's been going on, and he's still out free. That he's not even getting locked up yet. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Remember 3-6 Mafia, even Bone Thugs, and what? Tell me about that because I don't know what you're talking about. And Dancing with the Devil, that's the name of it, Fulana. Dancing with the Devil. Well, he means the top-notch celebs need a second look. Low end are just regular folk. You think so? Because I think the low end ones are trying to actually get up with that. I think they really want it. I think they want to sell their souls to get all that fame and notoriety. I think so. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Usher, Rihanna, all of them top names. Yeah, I'm sure. 3-6 Mafia, very heavy with the satanic and devil worshipping in their music. Oh, I never listened to them, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh. I didn't like them, Aline, so I think I only listened to certain hip hop music. Other stuff I wasn't really into it, so I wouldn't have known. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, when I saw this video, I was like, oh, I said, oh shit. That witch, she looked horrible. I barely looked at her because I don't even want to stare at her too much. But when the guy was talking and he said politics, they're just all puppets. It's the music that they're using to get to people. They want to get to the youth, and that's what they're kind of doing. They're desensitizing them. So it's like it's going to be easier to do that. And if everybody remembers Jay-Z's video 444, remember how he had the video, how it started off with those people and that and it was like a conveyor belt and they were all just like zombies, just like they all were just going with the same flow of the same shit. And I think that's where society's headed. That's how they're educating children. They're not educating children to be independent thinkers, so. And I noticed that with my son too, when he was almost getting out of school, I was noticing that Megan Thee Stallion want to get with that. Yup, that's why she's so. I'm sure. Oh, Jesus. Even Bone Thugs and Harmony said that they didn't have control over their artwork on their albums, and it was all satanic, and they did not even know they didn't pick their cover. Oh, the label did. I think I heard them say something like that. I think I did. It's like, what do you do? Like, so is the public not going to trust the artists now? We're not going to trust listen to their music, you know, because a lot of all of this is coming out. So now you can make an educated decision or choice in what you decide to give your energy to, you know. Like I think I don't know if Alim said it or Shakur said it. Somebody was talking about the frequency in which they played music. Or I played that video when we was talking about Baphomet and all that. The frequency in which they play music and how it affects you. Do you know that there's sometimes when I don't like a song, I just won't listen to it. Like I won't get into it. I won't listen to it. I just don't want to hear it. I don't know if that's just me, you know, subconsciously knowing that you know, it's at a certain frequency to try to sway me some certain way, or I just, you know, I'm just hard-headed and I just don't want to listen to stuff. But it's crazy how they do it. They play certain things at a certain frequency to get you, you know, caught up in it. It's just crazy. It's scary and it's crazy. They get brainwashed. The money and the fame makes it easy. I'm sure. Alimony. So Eazy-E was part of it because Bone Thugs. Ah, really? Interesting. I don't know, guys, but the way things are going in society today, it just seems like everything's going downhill. Like it's really going downhill. Crossing guard giving kids drugs, you know. A woman in her 40s saying F that, I'm gonna, you know, that's not an isolated incident, but you know, it's becoming more popular. Surrogacy is becoming more popular now that you guys said that Janet Jackson didn't carry her baby, you know. This stuff with the witches and stuff, and we're watching them on TV, so you know, and they say that they have to show us, like, you know, they do stuff in plain sight. We think they're not, but they do. They let us know that. So, well, not that they're letting us know, is I think that they're supposed to do that, you know. They're saying in the industry is your soul or your asshole. You have to sacrifice something. That's crazy. But it's like, why? Why do you have to sacrifice that? To show that you're in allegiance with these people, that you're willing to do anything they want you to do, and in return, you know, you have to give up that. You have to give up something, and then in return, we'll give you fame and fortune. But you have to follow our program. You have to follow what we want you to do, you know? That's crazy. And what you're willing to do isn't something that, you know, that you would normally want to do, or, you know, like how they're saying they allegedly with kids and stuff. Like, really? Like, you're willing to sell your soul and go through that and traumatize somebody? You really want to actually get into something like that? Like, that's crazy. You didn't know they paid them sometimes. Shoot. That is crazy. It's crazy and it's scary. So I'm glad I never aspired for that. I'm glad I never wanted to do that. Hold on. I feel like I'm getting sick. I keep coughing. That's why I keep going on mute. I hope I'm not getting sick. I think it's because I have the AC and the fan, but it's so hot in Texas. Yeah, I think I don't know, between music and what's going on in just politics and all that, I just think it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, and it's not. I don't see it getting better. And then with I mean, I can't really speak on Russia, but you know, I forgot who was saying it, that, you know, nobody's saying that we're really at war with Russia. Like, there's really a war going on, and we the public are really like ignorant to it. So I don't know. It's too much going on. America is the ghetto. Shoot. America's something. It's something. And that's true though too, Falana. It's all happening here. That's the crazy part. It's all happening here. Oh, look who decided to stop by. Blood Moon. Where's Alim? Alim, Blood Moon's here. Alim was looking for you. Where's his Blood Moon? Blood Moon, you missed so many videos. I think I'm going to show you the last one since you missed it, because that's the one that we're talking about now, and that's probably the one I'm going to end with. I'll drop the link first to see if anybody wants to come on, but if not, I'll end it, but I'm going to play this video again so that you can see it. Yeah, you missed everything. You can catch the replay. No worries. So I'm going to play this video again. Let me just do the fair use thing again. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to play the video so that you can look it through and opina para ver lo que tú piensas en este video, because it's very interesting, Blood Moon.
Would like to introduce you to the head witch, Michelle Lamy. She's a 78-year-old fashion designer from France, currently married to the American fashion designer, Rick Owens. Here she is wearing his head on her body during Fashion Week. And not only that, through the years, she's developed close relationships with ton celebrities, including A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky mentions Rick Owens in his music a lot, if you're familiar. Here's another picture of A$AP doing the satanic ritual in the beginning of his career. Not only that, Michelle is very close with another coven, the Kardashians. Starting to make sense?
Well, we are in control because basically we are not a political organization. We are an occult organization. We're working behind the scenes to manipulate the way that people think. The war that we are waging is a guerrilla war on the human mind. And we use musical frequencies, the dominant frequency, which I've referred to before, and symbolism and imagery to awaken dormant aspects of the human mind. And what we're waging is a cultural war right now on every front, in music, in literature, utilizing the media against itself. And we're using music because that's the instrument that young people respond to right now. We're doing propaganda directly to awaken the wolf in man. Politics is nearly the puppet show of human beings, and we transcend that, but we are interested in the control of human beings for our own purposes. We have no concern for the homeless, particularly. We don't have any concern in helping people. As Adolf Hitler said, we seek to bring about a youth that has closed its heart to pity. All of the humanist values that Judeo-Christianity has encouraged, we want to wipe them out. It's led to democracy, social humanism, the idea of equality. All of this filth has to be wiped out if the human race is going to continue to take the next step in evolution. We are moving into a much more elitist direction.
You're right, Irby. Travis Scott, I heard about his the Astro World concert he had here in Texas. Supposedly that was like a ritual, supposedly. So it seems like all the artists are actually into it. Like, this is what they're into. This is who they pledge their allegiance to. Like, it's crazy. I can't wait to hear Blood Moon's opinion on this. She's gonna say it's all fake. It's that's not real. It's all fake. There's no such thing as witches and this and that. Right, Blood Moon? I'm starting to think it's real. For sure, I'm starting to think it's real. I don't know. I think it's real. You said, awaken the wolf. Look at the youth going wild. It's true. It's true. It's so true. Oh yes, you gotta use music because they can't stop. Sing along to it and more powerful than any artwork. Yeah, that's true. That's so true. Very cool. Oh God, I knew he was gonna do the opposite just because, Blood Moon. I knew he was gonna do the opposite just because. But I know you have opinions on that, but you probably think it's fake. But I believe it's real. I believe that it's it's evolving to something really ugly, and we're just starting to see all of it. And yeah, they are putting it out there for us to see, and by the time that this last generation gets older, we'll know exactly what the effects were on that. We'll know exactly what the effects were on that. Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row. What does that mean? Hey, Irby.
What's up?
How are you?
Fine. Chilling.
Good. Good. Thank you for coming on the panel.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that video and what's going on with the youth?
It's creepy as hell, I'm telling you.
It's
made me
scary.
thinking twice.
It's scary. So you were thinking of getting into entertainment?
Yeah, still is.
You wanted to be an entertainer, or you just wanted to be part of the business?
Like film directing, maybe producing something.
I believe they're involved too. I guess we just see celebrities because they're the ones that, they're actually on film,
Of course, some of the directors are involved, like Scorsese, probably Spielberg, and you see Harvey Weinstein.
I know what's Nicolas Cage? What's his last name? Coppola, right?
Francis Coppola.
Yeah,
Francis
I think
Ford
he's a
Coppola.
Coppola, right? Isn't Nicolas Cage a Coppola too? His
Nicolas
father's
Cage,
a famous director.
No, I don't think. No. I don't think he's related to Francis Ford Coppola. Francis
But
Coppola is the one who directed The Godfather.
Okay, but he's related to one of those famous directors. Hold on, let me look that up. Nicolas Cage. Let me see. It's not Coppola? He's older, right?
No.
Cage Daddy. Father. Francis, yeah, it's Coppola. I was right. Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola.
Got a different last name.
Yeah, he changed his. Oh no! Through his father, he is the nephew of both director Francis Ford Coppola and actress
Right.
Shire. Yeah,
Right. He's the nephew from the mom's side.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
But I still think music is more powerful. As a matter of fact, you've seen R. Kelly knowing about it. That's why he was calling the Piper of R&B.
Mm-hmm. And you know why I believe that he is the Pied Piper? Because we still listen to his music. I still, you don't want to, but I still listen to his music. Yeah, Nicolas Coppola is his real name, right? You don't want to, but I still listen to him. And it's like we shouldn't be supporting it or listening to it or, but he made really good music. So how can, maybe it started off that way. How can you listen to somebody who's been accused of doing so many bad things? Elvis Presley did it too. There's another one Jerry Lee Lewis. Was it Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin or something?
Yeah.
She was 13, 14, Uh-oh, Irby got some kids there in the background. You got some kids?
No, that's no, that's my sisters.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Who else was accused of some stuff? His music is so good, though. I'm telling you, I love his music. They accused Michael Jackson. I mean, they're trying to tarnish everything. It's going to be like Puffy now, too. Like, I never liked Puffy, but I did like some music that he put out. So you're going to tell me I shouldn't listen to that? Like, it's crazy. You want to wipe off a whole, segment of a whole time period in hip hop, the Puffy period, because he did have his own period, So in music, so I don't know.
You ever catch yourself singing along to a song, and then when you find out, you realize that what this song is about? You start looking at.
When I was younger, And I know you're not gonna know what it is, or maybe you will. But I used to. Well, there's a couple of them. I used to sing White Line. Do anybody remember White Line?
No.
Hey, 22 Ronin, how are you? R. Kelly, Puff gone. Puff doesn't have talent. He was a good producer, though, you know? He was a good producer.
He is a good
I used to
producer.
sing a song called White Line. White Line. And that's about cocaine.
I don't know that song.
Huh?
I don't know that song.
Yeah, because that song is from the 80s. That is George Soros' Plan for the Planet. Is he the one financing these people? Probably.
You know what song I used to go around singing? My mom used to tell me, "Why the fuck are you singing that song? You know it's hard out here. You know it's hard out here for a pimp."
Yes, that song, but I was an adult already listening to that. So it's like, oh, that song. No, there's another one. There's a song called Another Man is Beating My Time. I didn't know what that was, and I knew that word for word. And Gloria Gaynor song. Like, there's so many songs, and we were kids, we would sing it. You know, we were proud knowing the words and stuff like that, and we didn't know what the hell we were singing. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll tell you. I'm old. You know we old, Fulana. We old, man. White Line was a groove. Yeah, it was a groove, and I'm sure for the people that were actually doing it. And you know what they said too, Eileen, what I didn't know? The group Cameo, Candy is about cocaine too. I didn't know that because I don't do coke. Hey Angie baby, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. 22 Ronin, thank you for stopping by as well. But yeah, the song Candy was about cocaine. My Sharona, I'm sure that song is cringe nowadays. Yeah, I can't think of it right now, but I'm sure it's good to me. I know I heard it before. My Sharona, I know I heard it before.
I know that music was during your time. Don't get mad if I say your time.
No, I mean that's the genre I come from. I mean,
okay.
No.
Pastor Dutchie. Did you know what Pastor Dutchie was about?
They said it wasn't about weed though. I don't know.
Sure.
I think they said it wasn't about weed because it was kids singing that. You know, my Sharona. Oh yes. I do know that song. Ohead, I do know that song. Oh my God, yes I do. It's crazy, yo. Yeah, it was. Yo, that's crazy. I mean, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. So maybe they just put stuff in our face and, you know, I don't know. I was even thinking about the stuff we used to see, like the same person who got locked up for the one I was talking about that exposed a lot of what Puffy did. She was talking about Willow Smith when she was 13, and there was some picture that they put on social media of Willow Smith and some white guy in her room. And
Yeah, I
I don't remember ever seeing that, but you know, that was a thing.
He was an
That's a
actor
weed
on
song.
Yeah,
Huh?
He was an actor on the TV. He was an actor on the TV show.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Hannah Montana show, but he was a little older than her, so
Not a
was
little.
like
He was like in his 30s almost, or 20s, and she was 13.
yeah. He was Jada's
5
friend.
year. Yeah, I'm close. I'm 22 on. I'm definitely close. We're in the same generation for sure. You remember that pic, guys? I saw the pic on the video, but I don't. I'm like, why didn't I hear more about that? Like, why weren't people outraged and appalled that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's daughter was in their house, in her room, with a man without no shirt in her bed? Like, are you kidding?
People were outraged. But it was the Smiths, so they're already weird. So
Yeah, but that goes beyond weird. That's like neglect. Isn't that child abuse? I would see it as child abuse.
Yep.
If you walked into my house and you saw my kid, my daughter, with a grown ass man in the bed, wouldn't you think something like, "What the hell's wrong with her? Like, what am I looking at?" Right? Yeah, you'd be like, "Yo, she got problems. Let me get the hell up out of here before I get caught up in something." That's how I would see it. Titi, our generation possibly had the most fun in the. For sure. We're Gen X. Of course we did. Even though future generations try to blame us for stuff, I don't know why. Because without us, they wouldn't have the computer. They wouldn't have their cell phones. All the luxuries that they enjoy today is because of us.
Some good, some bad from y'all. Some good, some bad from y'all.
Mostly good though. You guys got most of the good stuff. We're the ones that got most of the bad stuff, but we have more fun doing it. When people seek validation, they will allow anything. That's true. Those kids are weird. They sure are weird. Especially, I think Jaden's even, to me, he's even more weird. It's scary. It's so scary. I didn't create anything. When I graduated, retarded was a spelling word, right? And Pluto was a planet. Facts. Super freaking facts, yo. You can't even say that now. You can't say retarded. You can't say midget. There's so many things you can't say. I said the M word, Irby. Person. You're supposed to say mentally challenged. You can't say retarded anymore.
You can't say the N word, TP?
The who?
You can't say the N word?
The N word?
Yeah.
I could say the N word. Fulana can't, but I can't. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Not that she can't, but they'll look at her like she crazy. I say it all the time on other channels. I bet you do. What, retarded, right? But we're not supposed to say that. We're in the PC culture, Everybody's ultra sensitive. Lola Falana. Yeah, I remember her. Oh man. Look, it even blocked it. It even blocked the word. Oh head, I had to let it go. Is it coming up? I can see it on my cell phone, but I can't see it on. Okay, here we go. See, I'm cordial here. I know as soon as you start getting comfortable, it'll come out. I know. You can get comfortable. Oh man. But yeah, that's crazy. Huh?
Well, my big brother was telling me that, when you watch them old TV shows, like you watch Saved by the Bell, they block some of the stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of the words they used to use over there, like watch Martin, they block some of the transphobic or homophobic slurs he used on the Martin TV show. Like, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. Look at that, some of my friend. I bet you were telling him about Raquel Welch. But what's crazy? I sent Blood Moon a video. I think it was yesterday. It was Looney Tunes cartoon, and it was was his name Yosemite Sam? It was Bugs Bunny? He was shooting one little Indian, one little, two little, three little Indians. He was shooting them off, and I sent it to her like, "Look at this shit! You couldn't show cartoons like that now." You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just it was crazy. The stuff that they used to let go off on TV. It was crazy, and we was watching that when we were younger. And those are even older. Those cartoons, I think, those cartoons are from the 50s or the 60s. I'm almost positive.
Some of them were 90s. I remember some of the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Remember the Tom and Jerry with the train and the fight? Yes. You know what I remember? I remember my grandmother sitting there watching it, just laughing, and she didn't know how to speak English, and she would just sit there laughing, watching Tom and Jerry. Because sometimes, Tom and Jerry didn't talk. I hate it when they finally brought it up to speed and they were talking. I was like, I'm used to seeing Tom and Jerry without them talking. You know what it is? Watching the cartoon.
Tom and Jerry now, because I can remember Tom and Jerry because Tom and Jerry had what's her name, Mammy. I think Mammy on it.
I think they stopped showing that. Like,
yeah,
she was like the
She used to beat on the cat, Tom.
No, but then they have like a I don't know if she was the cook in the house or the housekeeper or something like that. And that was like a racial thing. 100 for sure.
Nah, they weren't. Gen Z kids would explode.
I guess you could find it if you look for it, but they definitely don't want to show that now. If they show it now, too many people will get offended. And within it, it's true though. But we were kids, and I didn't know what I was looking at, and we would sit there just laugh. We would laugh. We didn't know what we was looking at. Yo, he's taking me back. Remember when Jerry let Butch in the house when the cat party was dissing Butch? Yes.
I don't remember. Tell me something about the 90s. I don't know nothing about the
He
80s
has
or 70s.
yo, you have a memory, but those are the days, man. You sit there and you come home from school, you watch a cartoon. Kids don't do that these days. You sitting there watching cartoons forever. Yeah, she was the maid, right? Remember that? I remember that. And you didn't see her face, but you saw her big butt. You saw her dark skin, I think, and they showed her lips.
Yeah.
That's exactly how
always,
huh?
Yeah, and she was always rude.
Yeah, of course. That they were being stereotypical with that. Oh, that's crazy. I don't remember none of that shit. You don't? Shit, I remember all of that. I remember all of that. All of that. Josie and the Pussycats. What was the other one? With
So what was Cubana? What was your favorite cartoon then?
With Scooby Doo. It's crazy. Watch her tell she barely watched TV. My kids watch Hannah Montana. And I would laugh, right? Yes. That was my niece. She loved Hannah Montana. My son was he liked Ben 10 and all that crazy stuff. And what was the guy's name from was it Marvel? Iron Man. I don't like cartoons. Okay, he was a big fan of those. And I found a video of him acting like Ben 10. It was so cute. Yeah. The cartoons aren't like how they used to be anyway. For a lot of the cartoons now are garbage. They garbage. He-Man, remember He-Man? He-Man, I think He-Man was a tranny. It was crazy. Thank the Lord.
I know the Green Lantern and the Justice League, stuff like that.
Yes, the Justice League. Cartoons, the stuff, and you know why we shouldn't be surprised, because cartoons were written and made by adults, but they were having us watch this crap, which is crazy. Which is freaking crazy. Oh man, you took me back, Ohead. Oh man, I love that. I had a video Ohead on.
This is about the Boondocks. The Boondocks predicted this whole thing about hip hop.
The Boondocks predicted stuff. The Simpsons predicted a lot of stuff. And what's the other one? It's the cartoon that they did one recently with what's the fat chick's name? Well, we can't say fat. The heavy set chick. What's the singer who's fat? Oh my God, what's the name of that cartoon? Oh man, I hate that. I'm having my senior moment, Ohead. I hate when I forget crap. Oh my God. When Kenny dies all the time. What's the name of that cartoon?
South Park.
Yeah, South Park. They predict so much crap. The Simpsons, South Park, and Boondocks. That is crazy. You can't say fat. No, you can't say fat. You can't say retarded. Oh my God, you can't say midget. All these words. But I like how Ohead said it. He said retarded was a spelling word. How do you spell retarded? It's cool. That is crazy. Oh, Ohead's bringing me back. We had the metal lunch boxes. Oh man, Irby, I'm old. Yes, I'm old. But he was right. We have fun. Black and White and Twilight Zone. I had a video, Ohead, about what theme music was the scariest. From Friday the 13th, Jason. No, that's Jason. Friday the 13th, Halloween, The Exorcist, Freddy Krueger, or
Freddy Krueger.
What was the other one I had, Irby? It was Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
But I wasn't a kid for Freddy Krueger. I was a kid for The Exorcist, Halloween, and Friday the 13th.
I watched Freddy Krueger.
The Simpsons did predict COVID. That's right. What you say, Irby?
I watched Freddy Krueger when I was a kid, and I didn't like. Well, I like it now, but not when I was younger.
I mean, if I was a kid and that came out, I would have been really scared because, Jaws. That's true. That's true, Jaws. If I was a kid, Freddy Krueger would have scared me because I would have never wanted to go to sleep. Ever.
Yeah. Now, when I watch it, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like messing with these damn teenagers, harassing them.
Yeah, Jaws was crazy. You know what's crazy? Because I remember Jaws being a book. So you remember seeing the lady swimming and you saw the shark going up like he was going to eat her. Yeah, that was scary. But I was like, why would she go swimming on the beach at night? Because the lady was swimming at night and got eaten up by the freaking shark. That's crazy. I didn't have that one. I wasn't in the video. Huh?
You were scared by Halloween?
The movie Halloween, the first one? I was a kid. Hell yeah. Let me tell you something. I lived in the Bronx, right? And in New York, people put their speakers in the window and you blast that music. And, the cops won't come and tell you to shut it down or nothing like that. So the neighbor that lived upstairs, he used to always buy the theme music out, the albums. When we had record players, Irby. So
yeah,
me and my son. Okay, so me and my son, me and my brother was little.
You had the big boom box. I know. I seen the documentary.
Okay, so this guy, he bought it. He put the speakers in the window. He lived right on top of it. So he used to always play good music. But this time he put on the Halloween album. So at the beginning goes, right? And my brother was screaming, "Tell him to cut it off!" He had a heart attack, Irby. I was like, why are you scared? This broad, we used to get scared at night. I said, it's broad daylight. We don't need to be scared now. Tell him to cut it off. And my grandmother was like, oye, que lo que le pasa a ese muchacho? Like, what's wrong with him? I said, such and such is playing to me.
But he never watched the movie when he was little, though, right?
Huh? But this happened. This all happened when we was little. As a matter of fact, the neighbor took us to see the movie.
That's the problem. But he did. Michael Myers in the movie did kill them broad daylight too.
Yeah, so my brother was scared. So my grandmother was like, "Go upstairs and tell him to cut that off." So I said, "Yo, please, can you cut it off?" Such and such is having a titty attack. He was like, "For real?" I said, yeah, and I
never was afraid of Michael Myers, but then again, I watched him when I was a couple of years ago as an adult, but. Because he just like a serial killer to me.
Fulano, you picture my brother having a heart attack? I bet he forgot about that too. I'm going to remind him one day. You remember when you got scared? I watched Halloween once, never again. It scared this. I watched all the Halloweens, but
he doesn't. Then again, I watched it when I was an adult. I watched Halloween.
It's such a difference when you're a child watching something versus being an adult. And me and my brother, that's when we shared a room and we used to put our beds together. It was like, don't let your feet hang off the bed. Michael Myers is gonna come get you. What's your cash app? We always enjoy. I changed it. I don't even know what. Let me see if I know what it is. It's so
when I was little. Other than Freddy, Leprechaun scared me when I was little.
Leprechaun, he looks realistic. He looks a little weird. He's scary. He looks a little weird. Let me see. What is my cash app? I don't even know my. Oh, here we go. Oh my God! Thank you for enjoying the show, Shakur. Thank you so much. I see these videos and I'm like, ooh, I can use this. I can show this. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Oh Lord. Why did I make it so complicated? Juju.
So you're not gonna cancel none of these entertainers?
Huh? No, not yet. Not yet, man. I don't know. Who do you mean, like Puffy and R. Kelly? R. Kelly, I can't. Yeah. Music is just so good. I cannot.
I canceled R. Kelly. But then again, when this song comes up on the radio when at the like a restaurant or place and the Step in the Name of Love come on, I start to,
I love Stepping. Oh my God! I love Stepping in the Name of Love. Please, oh my God! Did you find out about the pregnant lady? Who the daddy is? We talked about that. Oh my God, Blum, when you missed it, we talked about it, and we're curious if it is somebody who's not black, and then we're curious to find out when we do find out the baby is the sperm donor was a white man, what she's gonna actually say about that.
I want to know if he was a bus driver.
She's gonna be like, "No, I picked the best of the best," and blah 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 blah. I'm sure she's gonna say that.
The people that go to the sperm bank are college kids and unemployed kids.
They need money, of course they do. You know what I remember every time I think about sperm donors, I think about that movie with Kevin Hart. Remember when Kevin Hart was he was the sperm donor? I think that the movie was called 30 something. Hey, maybe you don't know that. And he had to drink mad water. He always walked around with a jug of water because he always had to make sure he drank a lot of water, that he was hydrated so he can go jerk off and make some.
Because I thought about that when I was in college, donating to. Parents had a fit. He said, "Boy, go get a damn job. Okay, go try to go easy."
Oh God, Royches, he's still here. Thank God. You are late as usual. The baby daddy is Danny. That's right. You did say that, Royches. I forgot. You did say that.
Go get a job. Don't stop being lazy. So I'm talking about donating sperm.
I believe he didn't have a job, and that's why he kept doing it. He didn't have a job, and that's how he made his money. He would, he was a regular, like, okay, such and such. I think he had his own little room there and all that, So he's been incognito because Fighter hasn't been coming on Blood Moon. That's why we haven't seen him, because he's always on Fighters chats and stuff. That's why we haven't seen him, because we haven't been on Fighters thing either.
So you don't believe me that she is a narcissist? I
don't think so. I think she just has a super strong personality. I think that's what turns men off. I think that's what turns men off. It's too strong. It's too strong. Like, I have a personality, but like, I have a strong personality, but you got to know when to turn it off and on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's too old for me, so I don't care. So
you just think she is. You don't like her. I think she's cool. I think she's cool. I think she's cool, but she just has a very strong personality, and I think there's a lot of men who are turned off by that. They're very turned off by that.
Yeah.
So you believe in witches? You think that woman's really a witch?
Oh,
the lady.
What A$AP Rocky? Yeah, could be. Black magic. So.
Crazy.
Her and A$AP Rocky look alike, almost a little bit.
Who?
Her and A$AP almost look alike on that picture.
Shit. I didn't know A$AP. So that means if A$AP Rocky was into it, so is what's her name?
Rihanna?
Yep. They're together. They got kids. Irby, why would you? She wouldn't have been interested in Irby anyway. Oh God. Witches are fake. Witches are real, Blood Moon. Those biatches are real.
Maybe not. She was engaged to a white man, so.
I was always into the occult, and not once did I have real powers, because you're not a real believer. You have to believe first. I think I got here from Selena's channel. Selena? Who's Selena? No, we be Friendly's channel. I think Sage, Latin Pain. Who else? I used to be Morena Reyes, 22 Ronin. I have to put in parentheses Morena Reyes so people know where they're at. I was always into the color. Yeah, Blood Moon, I think you didn't believe it's real. It's so real.
Took me a while to get used to the name Titi.
I did believe. I lived with a brujo. Oh, okay. Latin Pain, yep, you see? For sure. But I believe, I mean, sometimes like when I hear Illuminati, I think that's like fake, right? When I hear when they do the little symbols and stuff, I be thinking that's fake. But then when they start putting it all together and telling you why they do what they do, then I'm like, oh. But what I don't understand is how do the Masons what's the correlation between them and the Masons?
Why you thought the Illuminati was fake? How secret society don't exist in entertainment? Shit happened in politics. Bush and them is Illuminati, them, right?
I thought they were Masons. I thought all the presidents were Masons.
Yeah,
Right?
something like that.
Mm-hmm. So that would mean that Obama's a Mason too?
Yeah, he went to the same school with them, Harvard, right?
Oh, that's what it is? Okay, Masons are the workers. They're the workers, meaning what do they do? They're the ones that they the higher ups tell them what to do, and they're the ones that put it, that work, that they do whatever they tell them to do. They're the actual frats, etc. Really? So all those people that belong to fraternities, that's what they are. They do have a little secret, and it is a little organization. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Abba Gabba or Skull and Bones.
I'm thinking about the G. What's it? What's the fraternity? The famous one. The Masons was a secret society full of rich, powerful people. Today's Masons are nothing anyone can join. Because I know a couple of people who are Masons, and I'm like, But I thought there was some rituals too that you had to go through to be a Mason. See, that's the conspiracy part of me. And I'm like, did that person do that to get in there? I know 2 people, as a matter of fact. Fulana knows who I'm talking about. Raise prices worldwide. I believe it.
Fulana knows everything.
Well, no, because we know that we run around the same circle. So there's some people that we actually do know. That's why I'm like, hold on. I'm live. Sorry, guys. My son came in. Brazil and Mexico played today at the college stadium today, and Brazil won. Go Brazil! They won the tournament. There's something out there bothering us. What'd you say, Irby?
They'd go to soccer, Brazil, right?
Yeah, because I asked my son, because I didn't even know he watched soccer, but the game was here, and his friends went, and I said, who you rooting for? And he said, because, I'm in Texas, so it's all Mexicans. He said, Brazil, of course. So I just asked him right now. I said, who won? He said, Brazil, of course. I was like, okay.
Blood Moon, she wouldn't want me. She would want my sperm, though.
Yeah, really? Uh-oh. Then you need to cam up, buddy, so we can see this fine young man. The Illuminati as well. They only allowed whites in their society. None of the blacks artists are in Illuminati. They just like the attention. Shaking my head where? I'm here in Texas. They played at the college over here. There was a huge game here. All I saw was Mexican flags, huge Mexican flags, and Brazilian flags. And Brazil won. So I don't know if this isn't the final. I don't believe the final game is here. I think they play in their country the final game, the FIFA. I'm not familiar with that because I don't follow sports, but it was cool. Big Super? Hell no. How you doing, Big Super?
Oh, you're not playing sport, but there's a Texas basketball team in the finals, Dallas.
Oh, that no, I'm not even in that part of Texas. Get out of here, Big Super. No effing way. Is that did I read that right? Does that say Big Super? Or that says Irv. Oh, Big Irv. I'm sorry, Big Irv. My bad, Big Irv. I thought you were somebody else. I'm so sorry, Big Irv. How you doing? Estoy ciega, Big Irv. Estoy cieguita. What did
You still calling you Miranda? See, I can still call you Miranda. I can still call you Miranda then.
Of course you can call me Miranda. I mean, sometimes it's hard for people. Scottish Rite is white. Prince Hall Masons are black. Oh, okay. We're talking about the occult, Big Irv. I showed this video about witches and crap like that. Why I don't see Oldhead's comment? What's up? Okay. All right. Oh man. Yep, you missed it. I thought it said I'm looking at my cell phone, Big Irv, and then I'm looking at my computer. My computer looks like it says super.
Diddy's Illuminati. When he allegedly he was having having sex with all these people. You thought there was part of the Illuminati? Probably was passing her left and right to people.
Right. Oh, here we go. Current message hitting. I was trying to show the freaking message. Okay, where's Oldhead's message? Did I hide it? No. Okay, so why doesn't it show? I want to highlight it. Okay, so I'll say it again. He says Scottish Rite is white. Prince Hall Masons are black. Now, Prince Hall Masons. Who's a famous Prince Hall Mason? Why doesn't it let me show it? Oh, I think I know where to fix it. That's why it doesn't freaking show. PRs for Puerto Rican. Okay. Roy Chess says, Blood Moon, you have to live outside the box. Give others a chance. Oh man, MLK was Boulay. Okay, wait a minute. So Boulay and Prince Hall is the same? Because I hear about Boulay too, and they said Puffy was Boulay. So, what is Boulay exactly? It's all good. I changed the lettering. That's what it is. My name to Gothic. It comes out weird. Are here for some reason. When I look at my cell phone, I see Big Earth completely, and I should have known when I saw the flag, but I didn't see the flag on my laptop. That sounds like Big Super. You hear me? Because I haven't seen that person in a long time. Oh,
somebody said Puffy was Boulay. Puffy was Boulay.
She said, if I'm not attractive, I'll never give you a chance. What happened? MLK, yeah, Martin Luther King was Boulay, he said. And I kind of believe that, you know?
Yeah, Martin Luther King was Boulay. He was Boulay.
Huh?
He was Boulay.
Yeah, but is Boulay and the Prince Hall thing you were talking about had the same? Boulay is Sigma. Oh, Sigma Phi. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
All of that black HBCU elites, all of them. NAACP.
Yes. So that's crazy. So Malcolm X wasn't a part of none of that, huh? He was just his own independent person. He wasn't a part of any of that. Please don't ruin it for me. Don't tell me.
You know Malcolm X's story. He was a street hustler turned.
Yeah. I know his story, but you know, that's how Puffy started. Look where he ended up at.
But you know, the Nation of Islam is different. But he left them, and that was a kind of a cult.
It's different. I think that whoever the head of the nation is now, I think he's a part of something because his daddy white.
Who?
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan daddy white?
You know he's mixed, so yeah. I believe he's white. Daddy or granddaddy?
Yeah, his granddaddy.
Because he's West Indian. He's West Indian, so
yeah, his granddaddy. But he was in a member of the. He was in the leader of the nation when Malcolm was around. He was like a student of Malcolm.
Yeah, me personally, I feel he has something to do with it. But that's just my conspiracy theory brain that he has something to do with.
You think so?
Around. Oh yeah, he was around. Yeah. Based on the stuff I've read and stuff like that. I think
it could be he was talking shit about him, and I see around in the 90s, I was looking like he was talking shit about Malcolm.
I never liked him. He was getting too much power. You know?
Cult. That shit turned into a cult. That's what they are. They're a cult, in my opinion.
But people call it cults. What constitutes a cult? What makes an organization a cult? To you?
Okay, what constitutes, dictating people's behavior and minds? You don't have a say in anything. Controlling people's thoughts and behaviors.
Okay. So would you call the church a cult?
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Church a cult?
Yeah, sure, some of them, yeah. There's a lot of religions that called Scientology and cult.
Oh, we know that. We know that. Be careful because they come after you, so don't mention them too much. They don't play, and you in Florida, they'll come and snatch your ass up right away. Hells yeah, cult is controlling. Yup. Yeah, because aren't they based out in Florida?
Yeah, some parts in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big the headquarters, something like that.
Yeah. And when you look at it, when he was leaving, like when I look at some of the movie or the documentary, when he was leaving, they were smearing him and shit. That's cultish. And then you see they end up killing him, allegedly.
Now, this is what I've always wondered, like with certain celebrities, like when they go like Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams, and I guess they're all comedians, but when they don't want to get down with the Illuminati and stuff, don't they make them seem like they're crazy, like or they like go crazy or something like that, and the media portrays them as like, losing their mind and stuff, but in reality it's really them trying not to, get down with the program.
Yeah, in some cases, but Martin really had a mental illness, I heard. But Dave Chappelle, I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle went to Africa and all that. Dave Chappelle left everything for like a couple of years. He was making all this money.
Yeah, I heard that because that's what he chose to, based on some creative difference. But I heard Martin was the one with mental illness.
I don't know if he has mental illness. I know Dave Chappelle went kind of kooky the same way that, was portrayed that way, the same way that they did Cat Williams and they did Martin Lawrence too. Martin Lawrence, I think they say he was on drugs.
Yeah, Cat Williams. We have some. Well, I don't know about Cat Williams though.
I think every time you don't want to get down with the program, they promote you or put you out there like you're going crazy, like something.
He was black. I can tell he was blackballed. He was blackballed. Cat Williams was blackballed.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was getting locked up. They said he was fighting a little boy. Remember, there was a whole bunch of stupid stuff going on.
Yeah.
He fought a 7th grader, and the 7th grader beat him up or something. I don't know. Something stupid like that.
Yeah, that shit was funny though. He got beat up.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't know if I have any more videos to show. I did want to show one. It's a little crazy. Something that happened this week too, but I don't have too much of a story on it. Don't laugh, old head. Let me see if I can play that video. Hold on. Everything I wanted to play. I think I played every video. Oh no, there's a last one because I'm gonna try to do some cultural stuff.
Let me respond to Blood Moon. But I believe so, but I cannot say because I'm agnostic. So
what are you talking about?
He was talking about all religions have cult belief, not all churches follow it though.
Well, it's an organization. Religion's it's an organized way of thinking. So yeah, it is kind of cultish. It is a cult when you think about it. I mean, because to follow a certain faith or spirituality, you don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to follow one person. Like one person doesn't have to lead you and stuff like that. So I get it.
You think the Catholic Church is cultish?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play this video, and then I want to play like a cultural type thing. But this one's gonna be a little funny, but I was reading the comments when I uploaded it, and people were kind of offended by it. But before I play that, I'm gonna play this one, and I don't have too much background on it, but just based on what you're looking at, tell me what you think. I mean, I looked up some stuff online, and I couldn't tell why this man did what he did, but let me just play it. Stand by.
Oh, excuse me. Where's Brandon? Get away from me, bro. No, hey, you need to get, hey. You gotta go. Right now, I don't care. Get off. That way, Michael.
Did you see that? Did you hear about that?
Oh no, I ain't heard it. This is my first time seeing it.
Has anybody heard about that? That the girl was getting her diploma, and you know when they get the diploma, they go down the line and they start shaking hands with the staff. That's part of the process, part of getting your diploma. So when his daughter came up, and the superintendent of the school was all the way in the back, and happened to be a black man, and the father came and rushed him and said, "Oh no, whoa, no, that's my daughter." And then he was like, "What are you doing? Like, get your hands off of me!" Like, like I'm like, "What the hell? Like, why did he do that?" And the daughter looked so embarrassed, like, ruining the kid's graduation. Exactly. I would have been so. White folks knew what was going on before the other people. I'm sure.
Probably being like that security guard and who did the Kelly? Probably being a Karen.
What I heard was, and I don't remember where I heard that was, because when I looked online today, because I like to try to get some backstory on stuff before I put it up, it says that he was upset from a bullying incident that his daughter was involved in, and he was upset how the school handled it. But when I looked to see, there was nothing. There was no. I didn't see that, and I looked at several things online about it, and there was nothing on there about it. They said, it said. Police report reveals why dad shoved black superintendent. A high school graduation in Wisconsin has gone viral after the father of a white graduate, and I don't know why they made it a white and black thing, right? Was seen bum rushing to the stage to push the black superintendent out of the way, with many social media users speculating that there was racism that was the root of that thing. And his name was Matthew Eady. And they said, let me see what he said. He grabbed him, pushing him back. He said, whoa. No, you're not. No, you're not. Like, you're not going to touch my daughter. And they heard him saying that off camera. He kept saying, that's my daughter. And the commotion caused confusion on stage. And meanwhile, Edie's daughter initially was full of smiles. And when she looked at shock, she was so embarrassed in the cart. And the crowd rallied together. And it was like, boo, to get the man off the stage. And they finally got him off the stage. And then when they got him off, they started applauding for him, clapping that they got him out of there. And, the daughter got her diploma. She sat back down, and they said she looked clearly embarrassed. And the father was escorted out the building, and he was later charged with disorderly conduct. So that means nothing's going to happen. And they said it still remains unclear what brought the incident on. So they don't know why. They got him on disorderly conduct. So that means that they took him down. They took his information and let him go. I bet you he wasn't even fingerprinted. He didn't want the black man touching his daughter. That's crazy. She will end up. Maybe she had a black boyfriend. Who knows? Blabu, oh my God, Blabu, have you been talking shit all the time? So now, all the time. Oh my God, that is so crazy. But what do you think he did? That I would be around more if I went live more. I'm trying. I went live last week. You didn't come on. I'm gonna send you a message. I don't know if you even look at the Discord anymore. I'll send you a message. But the next one I do, Sundown, has to do with bodybuilding, and I want you to at least see it.
Bodybuilding.
Yeah, but I don't want to give it away. I mean, it's not gonna be a big deal, but I don't want to give it away. But I want to focus on it. There's a reason why I want to focus on bodybuilding. But yep. I guess he's I don't know what I'm talking about, Irby. Don't pay me no mind. Let me pull up my little cultural video, and you guys tell me what you think. Hold on, I'm just trying to delete this stuff. My audio was good when I was playing the videos, Irby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking that I don't know how much my computer can take, my laptop can take. So this is going to be a little cultural segment of my stream, and I'm going to try to do this at the end of every stream. I'm trying to end it, but if you want to stay on and talk about something, let me know, or if anybody else comes on. But hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring this up. I hope Fulana didn't go to sleep. Fulana, I want you to see this.
I don't see her in the chat no more. She probably wants to go to sleep.
Yeah, I hope she didn't go to sleep yet. All right, here we go. Where is it? Oh, I can do this one too. Okay, this isn't a cultural one, but I want to bring up the cultural one. I'm going to bring up this first and then the cultural one. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. I'm so sorry. You know, I'm a little slow. Let's see. Oh my God, where is it? What did I call it? Oh, wait. No, here we go. Then I got to remember how I put it. That's why I can't remember anything. Like when I save videos, Irby, I don't know, but I name it sometimes. I should just put it in a folder. Okay, I'm going to show. Hold on a second. Tell me if this is really, like, if this is a really good impression of these famous people. Hold on one moment. My thighs are so wobbly. What the hell? Then you can date out more. What the hell are y'all talking about? Hold on.
É nada que eu tô vendo isso. Ô, rapaz, é os bad boys, velho. Mas eles não lançaram o filme agora, rapaz. Tá na rua, velho.
Que horas passa? Estação Mussunga.
Ô, mas cadê esse buzo que eu faço?
Oh, meu Deus, até agora ela está duro.
Estão na rua, rapaz. Lançaram o filme agora.
Nossa vida. Fofoqueira.
What are the chances of not one person looking like a celebrity, but two of them, and both of them that are starring in the same movie? They look like Will Smith. And what's his name? I was just like, what? And they were
for a minute.
Huh?
I almost thought it was done for a minute.
I did too, and I was like, that's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they look just like them. I was like, what? Hold on, Sundown. I was like, get the hell out of here. No, they were Brazilian. They were speaking Portuguese. But I was just like, I said, wait a minute. Will Smith speaks Portuguese? No way. No way. No, that wasn't them. That was not them. I'm going to show it again so you can see it. When you look at it real good, you'll be like, oh, shit, it's not them. But it looks just like them. Hold on. I'm going to play it again. Hold on.
É nada que eu tô vendo isso. Ô, rapaz, é os bad boys, velho. Mas eles não lançaram o filme agora, rapaz. Tá na rua, velho.
Que horas passa? Estação Mussunga.
Ô, mas cadê esse buzo que eu faço?
Oh, meu Deus, até agora ela está duro.
Estão na rua, rapaz. Lançaram o filme agora.
Nossa vida. Fofoqueira.
You see, Blood Moon, that was not them. I was like, what? That looked crazy. They look just like them.
Especially the Will Smith looking dude.
Yes, the Will Smith one was definitely a good doppelganger. Who else didn't I show you somebody? Oh, let me see if I can get that video. I don't think I downloaded it, Blood Moon. Oh, did I download it? No, I didn't because I got it from YouTube. I can't really download it from YouTube. I could download from Instagram, but not YouTube. I sent Blood Moon a video of 50 Cent. This it was 50 Cent's son. It was some African kid. And he looked exactly like 50 Cent. And the comedian Marco Blackstone was like, yo, you need to come get your kid or some shit like that. And he was trying to rhyme like 50 Cent and all that. I was like, oh my God. Captions, please. That looks like them. And someone is doing the Portuguese. No, it's not a voiceover. Oh my God. I'm gonna send you the video so you can see it. If you go on Instagram, you'll see it. Nah, the Will Smith was a bit off, but I can see it was not Will. Exactly, it's not. Do you think Bad Boys will flop? I think it will because they're older now. And if you look at Martin Lawrence looked like now that Irby says that he has a mental illness, something looks wrong with Martin Lawrence. He doesn't look. Will Smith looks fine, but Martin Lawrence looks like he's sick. And he's saying Martin he's not. Right? He got fat and all that. And maybe he is sick because when they get sick, they pump them with them drugs that make you fat. So I think so because Will Smith. Oh, well, no, I don't think so. I think they're getting that. I think people are excited about it. Slapping Chris Rock. Nah, I don't think so. I you know, it's so crazy. I forgot all about that Sunday. So I don't know how many people actually remembered.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that. Maybe I don't think he lost. Well, people probably forgot about it. It's been like what 2 years now.
Well, Moon, they when they were talking about, I forgot what show they were on. He kept saying he's not sick. To stop worrying about him, he's not sick, but he definitely looks sick. Did you show the glue girl? The glue girl? No. Was that an Instagram video? I'll send you. If it was an Instagram video, then I can then I probably still have it. But if it was YouTube, no. Oh, let me see. That one was crazy. Let me see if I have that one. I'm like the glue girl. I didn't forget, and I hope it flops. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, probably will, probably not. You know, people forget shit.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, Chris Rock doesn't seem to care, so if he don't care, I don't care. Yeah. Why would I? Do I have her?
Somebody come up and slap you. What you would do?
Huh?
Somebody would have come up to you and slapped you the way Will Smith did. What you would do?
Oh, that would have been a fight. Believe what? You think I'm just to be like, oh no, we would have been fighting. They would have been like, oh, what's going on? That's part of the show. Nah, I'm like, nah, I'm dead ass serious.
Chris Rock is not a fighter though.
Yeah, but even if you're not a fighter, if somebody hits you, you're gonna hit a reflex, you're gonna hit them back. Oh no, Blood Moon. This wasn't. I think that was YouTube. If it's YouTube, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it here. All right, let me show my little cultural video, and then I can end this shit. That was funny. It wasn't funny. It was sick. Like, you know, I dropped the link. I dropped the link. Hold on.
Somebody wants to come up?
Yeah, Sundown. See, there's the link. What was I talking about? Oh, my little cultural thing. I'll wait till Sundown comes up before I show it. I'm sure he'll have an opinion on this. Hopefully he got it.
Alana's still in the chat. She should come up too.
No, she's not. I think she fell asleep or she's laying down listening. That's what I usually do until I fall asleep. And then whoever I'm listening to creeps into my dreams. I wake up like, was this such and such a much? Because, you know, you're sleeping and you're still listening to the stream. Oh, my God. That's crazy. That happens to me sometimes. Do you see the link, Eileen? Because I don't think Sundown saw it. Damn, do I know how to pin the link? Let me see if I can pin the link. Yeah, here we go. Yay. I did it. Hold on, Sundown. I see you. Hey, Sundown.
What's up?
Not much. How are you? Oh, I can't hear you if you're talking. And you don't have an avatar.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What's up? Oh, can't hear you. Now, I know Germany has good Wi-Fi.
Okay, what about now?
Much better. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah, a long
perfect.
time.
I know it's been months. I was like,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
along. Fighter stop doing lives
yeah.
and
We kind
nobody
of,
comes on.
yeah. So I came on for two reasons.
Okay,
One was to say hello. It's been a long time, and I'm glad that everybody's doing good.
right?
And two, Blood Moon. I told Blood Moon I was in Europe. She said, "Sure you are." So
You gonna show us?
can you see it?
Yep, I see you.
Blood Moon. What does this say?
It says Deutsche Deutsch. I don't know what that says. A Deutsche. A Tunka. Well, now that I'm talking, my shitty German accent, I want to take you to another part of the world. I found this so funny when I was watching it, and I was a little bit jealous.
The
So
teacher, the thing with the principal,
the principal,
the thing in Wisconsin.
yes,
So I heard the same thing. So they were saying that the whole situation was about his daughter being bullied
mm-hmm.
and them not doing anything about it. And then that's why he reacted the way he did. And then the other one is, of course, they're saying that it was due to racism. But
yeah, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like they're gonna run. Oh, I don't want her. You think she hasn't touched anybody black before? I thought that was very far fetched to say there was racism.
yeah, but I did see that they said that that's the same school where there was like a kind of like a fraternity or something like that, where they were doing a Roman salute or like the Nazi salute.
Really?
That's the same
He's
high
the
school. Yeah,
superintendent. He's the superintendent.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's
Blabu said it says
crazy.
Texas. She said it says Texas. Hold
Yeah,
on.
okay.
Let me play this video. Let me do my fair use thing. Fair use. Now, don't be jealous, gentlemen, but I was jealous. So let me play it. Hold on a second.
The hell was that?
Those were some Iranians doing a that's a popular dance. In the comments that were in IG, I was like, oh my god. There were people that were offended watching it, and some people was like, you haven't seen us a popular dance in Iran and blah 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 blah. Like, you know, we've been doing it for centuries. I'm like, I've never seen
both men and women. Men and women.
the men do it. The men do it. Yeah. They're Iranian, so I've seen others something similar to that, but I was just like,
I've seen like the women do that kind of dance, but I never really seen the men do that.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. That's my son. Hold on 1 second, people.
Hey, Blood Moon, hop on the panel since it's been such a long time. All right, so Blood Moon, I'm actually in. I'm not in Poland anymore. I'm in Germany, and I'm helping with this program that they got with these Afghani refugees, and they're they've already got like a little background check on them, and Germany agreed to hold them for X amount of weeks, and then they're working on their immigration, and they're going to go to the U.S. or whatever country that they want to go to that's allowing the refugees there. But a lot of them are going to the U.S. So I'm helping oversee that little project. So they come here, they stay in these little like camps. Then when they process all their information and their background checks come in and their medical clears, they send them to wherever, mainly the U.S. like I said. But that's about it. I'm doing this little thing, and then when I go home, I'll be able to retire. So I'm good. This is a little bonus here that I'm able to do, which is pretty cool. But the motherfuckers are pain in the ass to take care of. So, but that's it. Other than that, I've been traveling and enjoying life. Yeah, Europe is. I know that Germany. It was Germany. It was France, Sweden, and I think it was Greece. They all agreed to take in a certain percentage of immigrants, and Germany kind of didn't hold to their end of the bargain. And one of the countries that was supposed to take immigrants was Poland. But since Germany didn't take their, hold up to their end of the bargain, Poland said no. So now Poland is looked at in a bad light because they're not taking any refugees. But the crazy thing is, all the refugees are Muslim. There are hardly any Muslim countries that are taking them. So that's their main counter argument is, okay, well, since their religion is they're Muslim, it's a bunch of Muslim countries. Why aren't they taking any? I think the only one that's taking people is, I think, Saudi and maybe Baghdad, or no, not Baghdad, Kuwait. Saudi and Kuwait, I think, are the only countries that are taking people. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, almost all the countries are sick of them because they won't listen to like basic instructions, right? So we got like we hooked up like the internet for them. They have little recreation centers. They have like a little mini shop at Mini PX where they can go and get stuff. And the only thing that we ask is that they pick up their trash or they throw their trash in the trash can. They won't even do that. So the little contractors that are coming out doing like the custodial stuff, they keep complaining because they won't even throw their trash away. They'll come out, like they'll go to a defect, they'll get done eating and they'll just throw their stuff on the ground. So now the area that they have has like a lot of mice. It's a bunch of other illnesses going around, like lice was one. I think some people had some other shit that was going around. But it's just like the basic stuff. They won't even do that. So like you got to think about it. If this is a containment, like this is on a base. If they go to an actual city, think about what they do with that city. So a lot of places are like, look, man, y'all got to go or we're not going to take any more in.
I'm back. Oh, who jumped off? Irby jumped off?
Yeah, he said the Streamline was killing his battery. But how's your son? How's everything? He graduated, right?
Yes, he graduated. He's working now, waiting to get into this program. It's a paid training program for a welding and electrician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in the meantime, he's working now and living his best life, and I'm dying because I don't have control. Every time he goes somewhere, I'm like, where you going? Who you gonna be with? Not that that's gonna stop it. I want to be like, no, you can't go there, or no, you know.
Yeah.
So, it was funny because I was telling him the other day, I was like, you changed. I haven't changed. I'm still the same person. He said, I know. Acting like he has to pacify me, like I'm the little kid.
Yeah.
But so far, good. Everything's good.
Well, congrats to him. Happy he graduated, and now he's sticking with that whole welding thing. So, I mean, it's going to pay off.
I hope so.
If he sticks with it.
I hope he sticks with it. That's what I'm hoping for. I was hearing you say you're going to be retiring?
Yeah, I'll retire next year.
Wow. So you were saying that like 4 years ago. It's been 4 years that we've been on this crap?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you saying that. Oh, my God.
May 30, 2025.
So are you gonna do contract work?
Yep.
After you retire?
I've already gotten in good with some contracting companies.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's time for me to retire, I can go ahead and hit these people up. And they said that it'll be an easy transition. There's a lot of people here that's retired anyway, so they kind of look out for each other when they see people coming, because you have regular people that apply to go contracting, and then you have like military personnel. Right. So they always look out for the military personnel. So
yeah, you guys get first dibs, because my sister's husband, he was in Kuwait, I think. Yeah, he was doing some contract work out there for a couple of years. Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't know that they had such a huge presence in Europe. Like, I knew about the Middle East, but they in Lithuania. They're in Greece. They just opened up a project in Italy. So they're everywhere. So.
Okay, so that'll keep you working and making money. And I heard you guys make some really good money contracting. Really good.
Yeah. So it depends. So you got like, your base pay, and then you got what's called per diem, like your food allowance. That's where people make money, because it's people that's making like $150 a day just off of food per diem. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. And I heard you say what you was talking about, the I guess you was talking about the Middle East. Yes.
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, each country had agreed to take in a certain percentage of the refugees. And like I said, I think they're in Greece, Germany, Sweden, I think Italy. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a bunch of countries that said that they were going to take each were going to take a percentage of people. Right. And Germany kind of reneged on all of that. Well, where I'm at right now, they have refugees, but they're not taking as many as they said that they were going to take in the beginning. So a lot of countries are pissed off at Germany. So
can Germany afford to take them in? That's probably why they just don't want to pay for it.
Look, they really messing up Germany. I'm not trying to sound, negative, but I'm in Kaiserslautern. Yeah, I'm in Kaiserslautern right now, and it's like it was like I was walking. I was walking in the little downtown area, man, and it was a group of them, and they were walking, and they just decided to go to the corner and just start taking a piss, like in broad daylight.
Oh wow!
So it's just like, little things like that people are starting to get pissed off at.
Well, that's not little. That's bringing down like the quality of life. Like when you start doing that, a lot of other things follow behind that. So
yeah, trash, all that stuff. So.
Oh wow.
Good morning.
Oh, it's morning time, so it's Sunday already there?
It's 7:54.
Oh, okay. So you guys,
that's why, like, when I hold on. I'm driving right now. So
nice. The trees look fake. The trees look fake. They look so perfectly manicured there. My brother,
Yeah.
4 years in Wiesbaden.
Yeah, it's really nice here.
It looks
like I said, I don't mind it. Like I'm kind of got a little nostalgia because I've been here a couple of times, so to be able to keep coming back, I'm good. It all looks the same. Nothing's changed. So, but I'm in a good location, and like I said, besides dealing with the refugees, everything is good. But man, they some nasty people.
That's crazy. And do they have them in like camps, like how they do? I guess in the Middle East.
Yeah, so they got them. They got them in an internment camp. So they built. So like, all right. So you got the military installation. They have like a little area, and they got it like a little internment camp, right? So they got these little cubicles, and the refugees that come, and then they house them there. It's gated off. They can't, walk around. Like they have a specific area to where they live. And I think it's like 2.5 weeks, every 3 weeks, you get a group that leaves, and then you get a group that comes in.
So what happens with the group that leaves? Where do
They go to whatever country that they wanted to go to. So like I said, a lot of them go to America because I keep hearing them flying into JFK. Yeah, because they keep flying into JFK.
Oh, they go to New York? No.
Yeah. And if they have family out here, or if they have family in another country that's taking them, then that's where they'll try to send them. Because you got some that'll leave from here and they'll go to like Frankfurt. Frankfurt is like an hour and some change away from here, if they have family out there. But a lot of them go to the U.S. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I'm learning something that I never got to do before. So but yeah.
Damn, they come in here like what makes me damn it's so messed up saying that. I think of 9/11.
So look, they got a stipend. They get a stipend, and they get a free trade. So a lot of them are going and they're doing like the fathers. They're going into like the whole trucking program because I guess they got this thing worked out where they teach them how to do like they get their CDL and all that stuff, and then they become truck drivers.
Right.
So you're gonna see a huge influx of Muslim truck drivers here in the U.S. soon. So, but they get like a $2,100, I think, a month starting out, and they get housing. So they gonna come there like they hit the jackpot because they're gonna get to the U.S. and they're gonna be making more than some people, because that $2,100 is not going for the housing. The housing is another stipend. So like they're gonna get their housing paid for and $2,000 on top of that. So
Global crazy. She sent me that link. Hold on a second. That's crazy. Sundown. They giving that. I think that's unheard of, even in New York. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but nah. If you think about it, New York has been taking in a bunch of immigrants. Remember that whole incident with the hotel?
Yeah.
They brought I think they were from Guatemala or something like that. They were putting them in that hotel, and then they were pissing in the elevator, and doing all that stuff and attacking cops. I think they were from Guatemala or something like that, or Honduras, one of them Central American countries.
Right. I think it's Venezuela.
It was Venezuela? Yeah.
Because the majority of them are from Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Blood Moon, I'm about to, let me see now. I gotta. She found this shit. I got one more. I got another video to show. Not one more, but I definitely have another video to show. Okay, let me see. Now this video is crazy. This is a sickness to me.
So what were you saying about the blue? You said something like Blue Girl or something like that?
No, bodybuilders. I was gonna, because I was gonna focus on women, and I was researching how long women been bodybuilding, like at least in this country and in Europe. And it's
Yeah.
interesting what they look like and how they built up to now. I got a
Man,
whole
do you remember that wrestler? Her name was China.
yes.
Okay. So remember, say like 95, 96, when she first came out and people were like, oh my God, that's a man. Look at how she looks like a man, blah, blah, blah. But compared to today, she actually still looks feminine. Because there's women out there today that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna work my way up to the present, from the past to the present, where it started, how
Okay.
women started. Yeah, and it's interesting. Sundown, I found so many cool videos on that, and I was like, oh, it's interesting. It's very interesting, and I guess you can give us some more background on it because you're more, into
Yeah.
bodybuilding stuff. But the women doing it, I think they've gone a little too far, and I've seen the women who come off of steroids. Oh my God. Sundown, it looks
Yeah.
horrible. It looks horrible.
Yeah, that was famous
I'm
when
like,
she was do you remember the show Hercules, like Kevin Sorbo? I think that was his name.
yes.
Remember there was a Hercules like show,
Yeah.
and there was like a
Shira? Was it? No, not Shira.
not, but it was like a woman that was on that show, and she was all on like steroids and stuff like that. They showed a picture of her now, like she has a mustache,
Yeah.
like all that stuff just from
They
taking
turn
all
into
the
men.
growth hormones. Yeah.
They turn into. That's crazy. That's crazy, Sundown. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But when do you plan on going live again?
Probably next.
Do you have
week,
like a
next week,
specific
Saturday.
date?
Same time.
Okay.
Saturday. It's always on Saturdays. Yeah, it's
Okay.
always that's the best time for me because I don't have to worry about anything else. Hold on, I'm about to upload this. Hold on. Blood Moon want me to show this. So, all right. Some look like trannies, but not all. It looks worse. American Gladiator. Yes, but I think I know what Sundown's talking. I thought it was shit. It's not Shira. I can't think of her name. She had her own show.
I can't think of her name. Yeah, I can't think of her name either. But yeah, they show her like now, and it's like Jesus.
That's sad. That's really sad. That.
But like the thing is, like if you take
I used to work out, but not to get big like that. Like we used to work out the stage.
If you take that stuff in moderation, that's one thing. But like,
oh, I never took steroids. I'm just saying to work out. Like I don't work out to shrink my boobies and look like a man. Like I don't want to look like a man. You want to be fit, right?
Yeah. But like these guys are overdoing it by like 10 times. Like they're taking 10 times the amount of stuff that they're supposed to be taking. But like I said, I don't want to talk on it too much because I know that you're gonna talk about it in the other live.
Well, I'm not focusing on that aspect of it. Well, I am kind of, but not the steroid part of it. I'm not focusing on that. But that you can give some insight with that. That's what I'm saying. Like about that. So, and I got all my videos here. I had this here for weeks, but I said I want to talk about that. But I don't know if people are going to be into it really. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. All right, Blood Moon is coming. Okay, I'm uploading it now. Would you look up Linda Murray? Well, but she had work done on her face, man. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video. And I feel that it involves women again, but women need to know when to say when to let stuff go, when to, sometimes the universe is telling you it's time for a change or it's time to, what I'm saying, to do something different. And this is one of them. Let me play this video. Hold on, let me do my fair use just in case. Fair use. She won the Mr. Olympia 6 or 8 times. Wow. Hold on, Roy Chess. Let's see. this it? Yeah.
All right, girls. Y'all know how I always say that's that same glue that leave us bald-headed in the front? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You see that head? That look raw in the front. That head look finished. And she's still putting it on. Sometimes we just gotta leave it alone. That look bad. That ain't right. This is all the way bad. I don't want y'all doing this.
So you saw the beginning, like
Yeah.
it was raw. It was raw, and I was like, she put more glue on it. So it's just raw skin, and you're putting that glue on there, and I'm like, oh my God.
So if you pay attention, Morena, you'll notice, or I don't want to call you that. I'll call you TT. So if you really pay attention, like the newer generation of girls, a lot of them are just staying natural. You're seeing a lot more froze.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's because they're getting hip to the whole like putting the chemicals and putting all those like extensions in your hair, because what that's doing is that's pulling your hair and that's damaging, the hair follicles, and over time that's when you start seeing them chicks. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen some chicks that's 50 and they hairline start in the middle of their head from all the chemicals and all the extensions that they've had over the years, where they damaged their follicles, and now their hair won't grow anymore.
Right, they got like alopecia, some sort of alopecia they call it.
Yeah, that's what ends up happening when they do that. And a lot of girls, I'll admit, it's a lot of girls now that you see that are really taking care of their hair, and their hair is completely different than, I would say, not my generation, but like the generation before.
You mean like Gen X you're talking about, or the generation after you're talking
about? The ones, the 70s and 80s babies. Well,
that's my
I'll
generation.
say 70s because I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah,
but
that's my generation. But
yeah.
you're talking about the younger girls now. But I mean, even the
you're still gonna look. You're still going to see a lot of girls do that. But I'm saying that I'm not gonna say that there's almost like a even. It's even now, but it's a lot more girls now that are rocking their froze and not really putting a lot of chemicals or relaxers in their hair. Now you still have a percentage that do, but you also have a higher percentage of girls that are rocking the natural look now.
I think Black women and men should go separate schools during puberty, no fake hair, etc. Imagine that. Oh no, I don't know. I just know it was sad looking at her, old head, because it's like, wouldn't you want to heal that first before you continue to do that? Because apparently whatever you were doing is what made that happen, right? So you want to heal. Like when I get my nails done, I use the they call it the gel or shellac. And for some reason, you put your hand under the UV ray sundown, so you don't have to go through waiting for it to dry and the regular manicure process. So every time I do it, for some reason, my nails are sensitive and it messes up my nails. So I'll do it. After my nails heal, I'll do it again. And then once I do the second or third manicure like that with the gel, I'll stop because it's messing up my nails. So I wait for it to heal again, because if I keep doing it, my nails are going to look disgusting. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But
it's the same thing like with the hair, like let it go. Like,
I think with her, man, there might be some underlying like psychological, reasoning behind that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yes, but that's what
your hair.
Go ahead.
No, for your hair to be in that shape, or for your head to be in that shape, and you're still forcing it.
Yeah,
I think that there's some borderline like self-esteem issues to where she feels like she has to put that on, because if she doesn't put it on, then she might feel some type of way about herself. That's the only thing I can think of, because like I know, I mean, I never wore like, I'm a guy, but like I would think that when your hair is like that, when you start putting stuff on there, it gets like tender and it hurts and all that other stuff. So
it's like wearing dreads, because my son said he wanted dreads, and I was like, dreads pull on your hair.
Yeah.
Oh, but I said, I'm telling you, your hair, you'll lose your hair if you wear dreads
Yeah.
too long. Like, you know.
Yo, we got this Jamaican dude that's I think he's like in his mid 50s, mid to late 50s,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been wearing dreads like his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude his hairline is like past the
way
middle
back.
of his head.
Mm-hmm. It messes up your hair. I told him that, and that's what my grandmother used to say to my brother when he wanted dreads. But
Yeah.
I told him that it'll pull on your hair and stuff. But I mean, I understand what you're saying about the mental aspect of it. But it's like, even I don't know, maybe because I'm different. But let's say I'm like, oh my God, I'm a girl. I have to look good. I have to do this. But you have to find other ways to look good until you're better. Because imagine you say you have to look good, but you'll make it so bad that she won't even be able to do what she just did now anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it'll get so raw that it'll be painful for her to even put that on, because she put glue on top of that. That's why I was like, isn't it burning or something? Like, that has to.
Go ahead.
That has to really like hurt, or it's raw and glue, you know. And what I was telling Blood Moon, I was like, you know, you're getting sick from that when you put other people's hair on your head like that. You're gonna get sick from that. There's an infection I think that they get from that. I don't know.
Because your body, like, even if like when you get extensions and stuff like that, that's another person's hair. Once there's gonna get to like there's gonna, you know, a point is gonna come to where your hair is going to start rejecting that other person's hair, because that's not genetically your hair, right? So once your hair starts to get like, say, locks or just weaves in general, it's going to start to have, you know, adverse effects on your scalp, because your scalp has this foreign thing on it that's not it, so it's going to start rejecting it. But like with that girl, I'm thinking like, okay, if her hair is raw, then that means that it's bleeding under the scalp, right? Like when your hair is raw.
Yeah. And
okay,
you
so
get an infection.
Yeah, you're putting glue on it, then you're putting a wig on top of that. You're not letting your scalp breathe so that it can heal.
You'll get fungus. It'll get infected and look disgusting. And that's what I was telling Blood Moon. And I was like, and you know, the only people that capitalizing off of this are the unfortunately, the Chinese are the ones that sell all that. They sell the hair and they sell the products to be able to put all that on your head. And I'm like, and that glue, I know it's toxic.
Yeah.
Like, it's something they shouldn't even be putting in their hair. Okay, Irby, I'm gonna play the video again. Hey, Trooper69, thank you for stopping by. And yes, people, hit that like button. Thank you so much, Trooper. Let me play that video again for Irby. Let me hit the fair use again, just in case. Fair use. Let me take Trooper's comments off first. Hold on a second. I saw that. Sundown. Give me a second.
All right, girls. Y'all know how I always say that's that same glue that leave us bald-headed in the front? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You see that head? That look raw in the front. That head look finished. And she's still putting it on. Sometimes we just got to leave it alone. That look bad. That ain't right. This is all the way bad. I don't want y'all doing this.
I did remove
it. That's crazy.
It's scary. It's scary.
That's like when them dudes be shaving their head with them razors, and then they damage their scalp over time, and then their hair won't grow back.
Right. Yeah, that's what'll happen. Nothing will grow back. So it's like the hair won't have anything to hold on to. Like even the wig, like I don't know, it's not gonna look right. Oh yeah, it was like her whole head, but the front was the part that looks that needs to heal. That's what it was, Blood Moon. It needs to heal, and she was putting more product on top of that. Yeah, I had sent that to Blood Moon. I was like, oh my God, look, she's putting more product on top of that. Like,
yeah.
To wear what that crap that she put on her head. That's why I was like, oh no. And the lady that was talking about it was like, yeah, no, she shouldn't do that, this and that. But she should have took it seriously. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, you have to let it heal. Like, oh, it's gonna look so bad. saw another lady. What did she do? It's on TikTok. She same thing like that. As she was putting something on her hair, she did a relaxer and something else, and it took her hair out. It took her hair out. It's crazy. She has scabs in her whole head. Oh, that's crazy. The things that we as women do for vanity is crazy. Like, you know, stuff like that. Anything that's going to be painful for me, I'm not going to touch. But I'm not going to lie. I've done stuff that you'll be like, oh, she needs to go to a dermatologist. Yeah, but it might get to the point where not even the dermatologist is going to be able to help. You know, I never thought about that, Irby. And that's what Sundown was trying to say, like an addiction. It's like an addiction. And then it becomes something mental, like, you know, it's almost like body dysmorphia, right? I think it'll be like that. You still with me, Sundown? Hello? Oh, Sundown's on mute. It's almost like body dysmorphia. It's crazy. She has to let it heal. She's not letting it heal, but Blood Moon was right. It was her whole head, so it looks like she must have lost most of her hair because of that. Oh, excuse me, that is crazy. Oh, I've been on here 3 hours. I thought I was gonna get off after an hour. I don't got no more videos to show, anything else to talk about. I'm gonna wait for Sundown to come back. Hopefully, oh yeah, he's still on mute. To come back. But that's crazy. I'm tired. I've been up for the past couple of days. I've been waking up early. I've been going to sleep really late and then waking up early, so I haven't had too much sleep. So, you know, I'll probably pass out. Usually I wait up for my son, but I'll probably pass out. I don't know how he's doing it because he works at night and he's running on fumes right now.
Yeah, that's my schedule right now. My schedule is I work from midnight to 8 in the morning. So that's like 6 y'all's time to midnight, or 1 or 2 y'all's time. So
yeah, thank you, Ohad. I'll pull up next time. Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about the I want you to elaborate a little more on the Boule and the Freemasonry. We was talking about that. Did you hear that, Sundown, when we were talking about that?
Okay, say that one more time.
He was talking about the Boule and Freemasonry because we was talking about I showed a video about a witch. I think I took out the video.
You know, the military, they have like lodges too, as far as Masons go.
They do? Oh.
Yeah. The Freemasons, it's a lot of masonry in the military.
They're trying, you know, they're correlating it with other stuff, so it's like.
My granddad, he was a Mason.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they
people who are Masons.
They say that it's kind of like a club. It's nothing like too serious, but I don't know. I'm not into all the Mason stuff. And
well, 22 Ronin he knows a lot about that. So when he pulls up next time, I'll ask him about that. But next week I'm definitely gonna focus on the women bodybuilding because I think it's getting. You know, like let's say like how we saw this lady with the weave, it's like it's becoming like almost a sickness, and I guess women are not noticing it. I don't know, like why is nobody saying nothing? Like, hello, you know, people they like for the women bodybuilders, they got their competitions and stuff and they keep encouraging it. That's what I'm looking for. They keep encouraging it, and it's like, when is the end point? When are you gonna stop? You know.
Yeah, body dysmorphia has always been like that's a topic that not a lot of people like to talk about. They're talking about like body dysmorphia when it comes to the people that get like the surgeries.
Yeah, but it's different like from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s when women were getting into bodybuilding. Well, I think then by the 90s they started using steroids, right? That's when they started getting really into steroids.
Yes, I would say probably in the early 2000s. Because women have always used steroids, but like it got really big when Olympia got really popular.
In the magazines, right?
Yeah. 'Cause that's when the women started feeling pressure to do it, and then you got like the CrossFit Games and all that stuff, and those women.
But why they started feeling pressure to do it? Like, what? Why is there pressure? Like you mean competitively? Like there was pressure? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the men, just like the men then.
Because like you got to think about it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Irby, you don't like women who have muscles, probably bigger than yours. The female bodybuilders were thinner back in the 90s. Yeah, like they were still defined blood moon, but not like how the women look now. Like they still looked like women. You know what I'm saying? Like they still looked like women, even though they had some muscles and they were a little cut up. They still looked like women. So I don't get it. They had to use roids to get like that. That's crazy. They all do it. I don't know, but that's what I want to talk about next week. I've been uploading a lot of videos and putting stuff together, but I haven't done anything with it because I rather be.
Okay, I'm finally done.
Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving. I don't want to talk because there's a lot of people in there, but yeah. So the reason why it became like super competitive is because
you broke up.
Natural, and they never take in. They'll never get into those really high positions because once you get to a certain position, everybody's on that stuff. Now you got a lot of people that'll be like, "Oh, I never took anything." No, you can tell. You can tell a person that's on something. You can tell a person that's not. So like, there was a huge pressure for women to start taking steroids because, like you said, or like I said earlier, at one point in time, China was looked at as this grotesque woman that looked like a man when she really didn't look that bad. If you go back and look at her, compare it to like the women today.
But was she on steroids too? Because she was tall, like her whole frame was big. So
yeah, she was on steroids.
Oh, okay. She was okay. Did she die from that? Because she died young too. Well,
no. She died from like drugs or something like that.
Yeah,
because like she stopped wrestling, and then she kind of became an alcoholic, and she was suffering from depression and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't from steroids. Because like towards the end of her life, you couldn't even tell that she was ever on steroids because she didn't take it for so long.
Right, but it didn't affect her like those other ones. That she didn't become a man.
No.
Yeah, because those other women, they became men. What's the name of the other one? Because I'm gonna have to try to find some videos on that one. Because
I'll have to. Yeah, I can find that, and then when you come on and you do your live,
yeah,
I can have the name for you. But like, yeah, she was on. I think she was an American Gladiator, and she was on the Hercules show.
And the one Roy Chess is talking about, that's the one he's talking about, Miss Olympia.
No, I don't think it's. I don't know who Roy Chess is talking about. But she was like, she was big in like the 80s and the early 90s. So
okay, she came to pump and ended it. So yeah,
I don't even think Olympia was taking women at that time.
Right. Oh, okay. That's sad. That is so sad. Oh man, but I definitely want to I want to do that. Who's Jacqueline Irby? She be became depressed. I think I saw a documentary on her sundown on China. What was the name? China, right?
Yeah, China.
Yeah.
China something. Joe.
Yeah.
I forgot what her name was.
I know them from the bodybuilding magazines and American Gladiator. Oh, okay.
But yeah, like American Gladiators, them chicks were on steroids too. All them people were on steroids.
Yeah, I used to like a WWE wrestler. Is that the black lady, Irby? Because there's one who she's built really. I think I have a video on her too, but she still looks like a woman. If it's the black lady, she still looks like a woman. She's very pretty. Back in the day. Oh, back in the day. Okay. Because I don't watch wrestling. Wrestling's fake. I don't watch. I hate wrestling. My whole house used to get into that. Yeah. I swear, Saturday mornings, I used to be so angry. I was like, can you let me sleep? And everybody's yelling and screaming like they're watching something real, like a real sport. I'm like, come on now. Yeah. But yep. So you getting off of work already, or you where you gonna be at?
No, I was off. So I'm off on I'm off Saturday night / Sunday morning.
Oh, okay. So then you'll be off when I go live again. Yeah, because I go on around 11. I want to do 10 because Blue Moon said, "Oh, why don't you go earlier?" Because people want to see you earlier. But every time I say that, I always end up going on like 11 o'clock your time, you guys' time, Eastern time, that is.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be around that time.
I'll definitely be up.
Is The Rock on steroids too, you think? His daughter is now.
Oh, yeah.
No way. His daughter's a wrestler? No way. So, yeah, The Rock, I thought he just was natural. You know how Samoans are. They're huge.
Now, the Rock, he has really good genetics. Because, he's half Samoan. I don't know if you ever met Samoans before, but those are some big dudes.
Yes.
Yeah, some Samoans are some big dudes.
I love Samoans.
And his dad was big, too.
Like yeah, his father, right?
Yeah, his dad was really big.
Mm-hmm.
So his dad was big, and then his uncles on his mom's side, they were wrestlers too. So they were all big. But Samoans are big in general. Like I don't think I've ever seen a skinny Samoan ever.
Oh no, I saw one on TikTok. There was like people don't believe me when I say I'm Samoan because he was like 5'7" and he barely made it to 150. Like it was so funny.
Nah,
I was like, nobody believes him.
He might have to get checked to make sure because I don't think I've ever look. There was this Samoan family like that stayed up the road from me when I was growing up, and like they were older than me. They were about my sister's age, but man. I think the oldest brother was in the 8th grade, and he looked like a fully grown adult. He was like 6'1", 200 pounds, and I'm talking about in the 8th grade. So he in the 8th grade, he was bigger than a lot of grown men. So that's why I was like, man, I've never seen a small Samoan before.
Yeah, he's right. The Rock's daughter is big. The women are just as big too. Yep.
Yeah.
This is big too. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. But cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I just wanted to hop on and talk to you for a little bit because it's been. How long has it been?
Oh, months. At least 5 months. I think 5 or 6 months.
Like I think the last time we all was together was on Fighters like Goodbye stream or something like that.
Oh, then it's been about 6 months. Then I definitely think it's been about 6 months. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I haven't seen Lord. Lord came into my comments one time on a video, but I haven't seen Lord in a long time.
Yeah, but I think like we kind of all got together from COVID, and I think slowly, people are starting to kind of branch off and into other things, but.
True. Me and Blood Moon still talk, so everybody else doing their thing.
What about the Discord?
Yeah, that's on the Discord. It's still there. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna send you a message there. I don't even know if you look at it. Do you look at it?
Man, I ended up forgetting my password or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I ended up forgetting my password, so I can't even get in there.
Yeah.
To see anything. So it's been a long time. But what about Danny? Good?
Yeah, I wish Danny's a celebrity now,
Oh, he is.
Yeah. See, Danny, Tina, and Crazy Boy are still there. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're still on there, you know.
Okay.
So try to set up another one and
Yeah, that's what I was
maybe
thinking about
Tina has to
doing.
send you the link. Yeah.
I'll make another account and then I'll shoot it to you on the next time you hop on live. You can send me a link.
Cool. It'll be next week. It'll definitely be next week, and it was great having you on, Sundown.
Oh yeah. Like I said, look, before I go, I was wanting to say again, congratulations to your son.
Thank you.
That's just like one small step. So when he get that welding underway, he's gonna really be making money.
Yeah.
So just tell him to stay the course. And like I said, I'm glad that you're doing good.
Thank you.
I see that Blood Moon still in the chat talking shit, so she's still good.
Yes.
So I'm just glad that everybody's good. You know what I mean? So
True.
But all right, it's good talking to you, and y'all take care.
You too. Take care, Sundown. Thank you for stopping by.
No problem.
See you next week.
Yep.
Cool. This was dope. This was cool. I'm so glad everybody stopped by. This ended up being a decent stream. And oh, it's an old one. This is an old crew, Irving. This is so old. I don't even run it. The person that runs it is not even here. So, but and we've been on this for almost 4 or 5 years. So, you know, the old thing, Hispanics only. Oh gosh, what is so mean. Tina's been incognito. Tina's living her life. That's what I'm trying to say is really be a Blood Moon. Tina is living her life. She's living her best life. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for staying up with me and had a good turnout. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos and stuff. And I'm going to shut this down. I want to thank Aline for stopping by, Irby, Blood Moon, Shakur, Fulana, Roy Chess, YBA, Daniel Sportsberry, Hood Therapy, Joey, which is Serpent X. I'm always forgetting people. Who else? Daniel, YBA. Oh, Rod Swells, V Swells. Bipolar, Big Irv, Trooper 69. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. This was a really dope stream. This was cool. And I'll see you guys again next week. Buenas noches. Oh, good morning. She always does. Yep, she's always talking shit. She never does, Irby. She will just talk more shit. What did Irby say? Oh, man. I never shut up. Yeah, that's what I love about all you guys, especially Blood Moon with her little evil ass. Oh, Gemini season, Blood Moon's birthday, Sundown's birthday. I don't know if anybody's birthday passed, but happy birthday. I know it's Gemini season. All my brothers and my sisters and my cousins and some nieces, they've had their birthdays. They're all Geminis, and my grandma, may she rest in peace, the Queen Gemini. All right, people, have a good night.